The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yeah, good evening, dear listeners. Thank you, George. Really interesting show. Great vibes. Thanks. I'll borrow that lead. Thank you very much indeed. Come, sit down. Really interesting show there from George. I want to do things a little bit differently tonight. I bought... No. I treated myself. I've been toying with the idea of this for a long time. I bought myself a mandolin. Beautiful mandolin. Got it in Windsor. There's a musical concession in Windsor, and I got this. It's a mandolin. I can't play it. This is the only chord I know. Isn't that beautiful?
It's nice, that, yeah.
Beautiful. And I find when I'm holding instruments, 0344 499 1000, by the way. When I'm holding instruments, I can't help but feel inspired. You can't help but feel, you can't help but feel the fingers of musicians from the centuries that have held instruments. You can't help but feel them fingering the instrument through you. So I was feeling inspired, but I didn't know what I was inspired about. I couldn't think of a thing. So I started reading the news. And I started reading about this guy called Rubin Carter. I don't know if you're aware of Rubin Carter.
No,
it's a story that's happening over in America, Rubin Carter. He's a black guy. I'm saying it because it's relevant. And he is currently languishing in an American prison for a murder that he didn't commit. It's obvious he didn't commit. The evidence is there that he didn't commit it, and yet somehow this guy he's in prison. And he's a boxer. Rubin Carter was a boxer. His nickname was the Hurricane. So I was just sitting there strumming the old mandolin, and inspiration grabbed me. So what I did was I nipped into my friend's studio, Abbey Road Studios, George Martin, and I laid down some rough tracks for a song that I've written, and I thought maybe I would perform it here this evening. So this is...
Really? Do you think it's ready?
This is... I think it's ready. I've got a feeling that it's ready. Goes a little bit like this. Pistol shots ring out in the barroom night. Enter Patsy Valentine from the upper hall. She cries, sees the bartender in a pool of blood. Cries out, my God, they killed them all. Here comes a story of a hurricane. The man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world.
You're going quite red.
It's just a story that I felt very, very strongly about, and I thought I'd help him with song. 3 bodies lying there, does Patty see? And another man named Bello moving mysteriously. I didn't do it, he says, and throws up his hands. I was only robbing the register, you understand? I saw them leaving, he says, and he stops. One of us had better call up the cops. And so Paddy calls the cops. And they arrive on the scene with their red lights flashing in the hot New Jersey night. If you've got any power, we need to get Rubin Carter out of prison. Meanwhile, far away in another part of town, Rubin Carter and a couple of friends are driving around. Number 1 contender for the middleweight crown. Had no idea what kind of shit was about to go down when a cop pulled him over to the side of the road. Just like the time before and the time before that. In Patterson, that's just the way things go. If you're black, you might as well not show up on the street, lest you want to draw the heat. The police.
Right.
They're racist. Racist police, you see. And that's why Rubin Carter is in prison. Because of racists. Well, I've got another 16 verses.
What?
Alfred Bello had a partner and he had a rap for the cops. Him and Arthur Dexter Bradley were just out prowling around. He said, I saw two men running out. They looked like middleweights. They jumped into a white car with out-of-state plates. And Miss Patty Valentine just nodded her head. Cop said, wait a minute, boys. This one's not dead. So they took him to the infirmary. And though this man could hardly see, they told him that he could identify the guilty man. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. If you can help Rubin Carter get out of prison, let us know. 4 in the morning and they haul Rubin in. Take him to the hospital and they bring him upstairs. The wounded man looks up through his one dying eye, says, what'd you bring him in for? He ain't the guy. Here's the story of the hurricane. The man the authorities came to blame for something that he never done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world. We'll also be giving away famous dead guitarists today. 4 months later, the ghettos are in flame. Rubin's in South America, fighting for his name, while Arthur Dexter Bradley's still in the robbery game, and the cops are putting the screws to him, looking for someone to blame. Remember that murder that happened in a bar? Remember you said you saw the getaway car? You think you'd like to play ball with the law? Think it might have been the fighter that you saw running that night? Don't forget that you are white! Racism, you see, it's racism. That's why I mentioned he was black earlier on. It's quite an important, integral part of the story. Only another 5 minutes to go. What? Arthur Dexter Bradley said, I'm really not sure. Cops said a poor boy like you could use a break. We got you for the motel job, and we're talking to your friend Bello. Now you don't want to have to go back to jail. Be a nice fellow. You'll be doing society a favour. That son of a bitch is brave and getting braver. We want to put his ass in stir. We want to pin the triple murder on him. He ain't no gentleman, Jim. 0344 499 1000. Just under halfway through. Rubin could take a man out with just one punch, but he never did like to talk about it all that much. It's my work, he'd say, and I do it for pay. And when it's over, I just as soon go on my way. Up to some paradise where the trout streams... Where the... Here is nice. And ride a horse along a trail. But then they took him to the jail house where they tried to turn a man into a mouse. It's an important story. There's a guy languishing in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Let me tell you about it. All of Rubin's cards were marked in advance. The trial was a big circus. He never had a chance. The judge made Rubin's witnesses drunkards from the slums. To the white folks who watched, he was a revolutionary bum. And to the black folks, he was just a crazy jigger. No one doubted that he pulled the trigger. And though they could not produce the gun, the DA said he was the one who did the deed, and the all-white jury agreed. Imagine if this was your dad in prison. You'd want me to sing. Rubin Carter was falsely tried. The crime was murder one. Guess who testified? Bello and Bradley, and they both boldly lied. And the newspapers, they all went along for the ride. How can the life of such a man be in the palm of some fool's hand? To see him obviously framed, couldn't couldn't help but make me feel ashamed to live in a land where justice is a game. That's Poetic License. This is in America, and I don't actually, I don't reside in America. As I was saying, now all the criminals in their coats and their ties are free to drink martinis, watch the sun rise, while Rubin sits like Buddha in a 10-foot cell. An innocent man in a living hell. Well, that's the story of the hurricane. But it won't be over till they clear his name and give him back the time he's done. Put in a prison cell, but one time he could have been the champion of the world. So if you've got any friends who work in the legal system in America that can help free Rubin Carter from incarceration, then if you can phone up America, the number starts 001. I don't know any of Laura.
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
But while Rubin sits in jail for a crime he didn't commit, I'm going to be performing this song at the top of every hour of every show that I do. What have you done today?
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There we go. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. I just actually Googled Rubin Carter. It turns out he was released from prison in the 90s, and he died in 2012. 2014 he died, so... well, that was a waste of everyone's time, wasn't it? Let's go to Keith. Good evening, Keith. Keith?
Good evening, Ian, my friend. How are you?
I'm sweaty, Keith. What you got for us?
You've just stolen my thunder, mate. I just rang up to say Rubin's dead.
Shut the front door. I know, this is outrageous.
And he was released in 85.
85.
And that song you're singing, I'm one of the world's biggest Bob Dylan fans, but by Christ, he took an awful lot of poetic licence with that.
First of all, right, I wrote that song today.
Very good. That was excellent, mate.
And secondly, yes, I did take poetic licence in the case of it, but A, it's a bloody good song, and B, Rubin Carter was framed, wasn't he?
So why won't Dylan play it anymore in concert?
Well, because Bob Dylan's never heard it, because I wrote it, but let's assume he did.
I keep forgetting this. Ian. I've had such a great day.
You're talking now to the world's biggest Bob Dylan anorak from 1971 up to the late...
no, that'd be me. Ian.
Well, then you'll know that he stopped playing it after the 1974 Rolling Thunder Revue Tour. 1975, excuse me.
He actually stopped playing it after he met him.
No, he played
it. And his views on him changed.
No, he played it after he'd met him.
You might be right. I think the last time.
Thank you very Keith. I know everything.
I can't argue with the genius, can I?
Thank you very much indeed, Keith. Thank you. Thank you. Although, of course, Bob Dylan didn't ever sing it because he'd never heard it until now. This is not a name, is it? Donette?
Yeah, boy.
Is that a name?
This is me. Yes. First of all, yes. Can I say that the girl sitting next to you protesting knows nothing about music and passion?
No, she knows.
Girl, how dare you?
But she's well. There's obviously the camera can't pick up your age. I'm
76.
Sorry,
I'm 76.
We're all children to this this old lady. You're right. She knows nothing about music or passion, does she?
She has no idea.
No idea at all, Catherine. And I hope you consider your little body
spanked. How old is
Catherine? Catherine is 49.
Shame. Okay, that's number one.
Number two.
Two.
Yes.
I didn't realise Rubin had been released. I was going to say to you, make 10 copies of that and send it to himself.
It turns out he's dead.
Trump. Oh, shame. Anyway,
Hello.
I still think you should release that.
I should do. It's
slight,
good.
slight problem with that, Donette.
Yeah, it's a good song. I wrote that this afternoon.
It doesn't matter.
No.
I still think you should release it, and you should give up being a presenter and take up music, because you have got the passion.
She is right. I have got the passion. Oh, stop it. Ignore her, Donette. Ignore her. That's cyberbullying. That's called trolling.
What does a 50-year-old know?
What does a 50-year-old know?
Well, what I know I can remember, which I won't be able to do when I'm 70.
Hey, right, well, she's 76.
I'm 76, not 70.
70 sucks. 70. I love that act. Are you married, Donette?
No.
Would you like to be?
No, not really.
Oh, well then let's just have a mad, passionate affair. I'll sing love songs to you, and then we'll make love.
I'll tell you what, every time you make a record, call me and I'll tell you if it's any good. But that is a killer.
Thank you.
It really is.
Well, no, he wasn't the killer. That was it. His friend. Oh, you mean the song? Sorry. Yes.
But what you could do maybe is change a few of the words so that it's current, and that at the end people know that he was released and he was innocent.
I'll write another. I could probably do that in another 8 or 9 verses.
Yeah, it should be quite easy for you, because you knock that one out in a day.
I'll do that. That he got released and then he died.
Yes.
Nice one,
yes.
Danette. Thanks for your help. I really appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Thank
it's
you.
absolutely fabulous. Yeah. And Dylan would be pleased with you.
Who?
Okay. Thanks, Danette.
Pleasure.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta.
I don't like her.
That's my favourite caller.
No.
She's my favourite.
Very rude.
She's spot on.
Very rude.
Absolutely spot on. Let's go to your favourite caller, Alan Caddick.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
I got a very good feeling about tonight.
Oh.
I was looking back from last night's video,
Yes.
when we called Fox News. I want to try and pitch it to another news channel.
Okay, well...
CBS.
Okay, well, why don't you give them a call on your own dime?
But I don't know the number.
Well, nor do I. And it turns out that phone calls to America are really blooming expensive, because I got my boss phone me up today, because he's got 3 minutes, and he said, we just got the phone bill in, and every time you phone America, it costs about 25 quid.
Blooming hell.
Bloody blooming hell, yes, exactly.
Oh. What Ireland? Because they're our local neighbours. It would be cheaper to call Ireland.
Well, no, Ireland, because they're... No, because they're part of Europe. By the way, listen, we're going to Ireland tomorrow, and I'm really enjoying saying Ireland.
Is that for the rabbit hole?
None of your business. And do we need a passport? I think we need a passport to go to Dublin. Because it's a different country. Northern Ireland, of course, that's English. We own that.
British.
English.
No.
So
Don't say that when we go there, please.
Of course I won't. I'm not stupid. I don't think they can pick us up over there. But Southern Ireland is another country. So I think we need a passport.
I think you do need a passport to go to Era.
Ireland.
No.
The Republic of Ireland.
Ireland.
The land of the leprechauns.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I'm going to cut you off.
Thank you.
There we go.
I don't think we do. I think you can just take your driving licence.
Well, I'm going to take my passport
So am I.
just to be sure. Just to be...
Well done for resisting that one.
What? Oh no, I didn't realise I was doing it, but I did it, and I'm in. Imagine Alan Caddick wanting us to do material that we did yesterday, to do it again. Come on, what do you think we are?
As if Alan Caddick does the same thing every single day.
What do you think we are? Shane Ritchie or something? So, it's Friday. Now I know why Dylan's voice is so croaky all the time. His songs are bloody hard to sing.
They're long.
It's Friday. Kevin from Highgate's angry. Ian, was there any need for all that swearing while you were singing? Cut it out, bud. Yes, there was, actually. There was need for that.
Passion.
Swearing. And there's an email from Steve saying Rubin Carter died in 2014 after being released from jail. So my song worked. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome to. Not a lot to talk about tonight. really. There's not a lot in the... there's not a lot in the papers, I'll be honest. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stories from the papers.
Right.
I'll go through them now. Ed Sheeran isn't dead. Something to do with Korea and bobsleighs. Satellite dishes. Sausage rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Zero gravity.
Right.
Bollocks.
What?
Glitter balls. And the Doomsday Clock.
Right. What was the sausage roll story?
A woman ate one. That is genuinely one of the best 8 stories in the newspapers today. A woman ate a sausage roll. You don't believe me? Where are the papers?
Over here.
If you don't believe me, pass me my papers. Honestly, this is a story. Where is it? It's in the Mirror. They're all a little bit...
Gosh.
Stephen, Andre and Jonathan, we'll come to you in a bit. I'm enjoying myself too darn much. Here we go. 23. Food challenge eater Kate Ovens. Oh, that's an ironic name. Is it irony? No. Devoured most of Britain's biggest sausage roll.
Quitter.
In just 10 minutes. Have a guess how big it was.
6 foot.
No. 3 foot.
Oh, I could do that in a minute.
The 3 foot feast almost defeated Kate, who hit the wall with 6 inches left. She's only little. She's only a little girl.
Let me see.
She's only little. I'm only little.
Gosh.
I'm only little. After a quick walk, she took the last bite 50 minutes after she started at the Red Lion in Barnes, South West London. I don't talk like that down there. The treat was made for the Fuller's Great Sausage Roll-Off in its 6th year. Kate, 23, said, "When it came out of the kitchen, my jaw just dropped."
What? Why does she sound like Cosmo and or Dibs?
I don't know who Cosmo and or Dibs are.
Yes, you do.
I don't know who Cosmo and Dibs.
They were on Me and You. Oh, Cosmo. They used to run the
no, you're
market
doing,
store.
You're doing the Davy Stop. Oh, Davy, man, what are you doing?
No, Cosmo and Dibs talk like that.
It's the bloody sting. Let's go to Stephen. Hey, Stephen.
What's your favourite smoothie?
That's a really good question. I don't think I have a favourite smoothie. I do like smoothies with a little bit of oats in there to give it a bit of texture.
Yeah, they're quite nice. I quite like them.
Yeah. Are you on speakerphone, Stephen?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you've got 30 seconds to not be on speakerphone. Otherwise, I'm going to come and kill you.
Okay.
1, 2.
Okay, I'm not on the speakerphone anymore.
Oh.
I think that this 30 seconds, Grace, is too long. I think it should be 3 seconds.
Yes.
But
that doesn't give you time to put your shoes on and get over
well,
there.
no. But I then just add the name to the list of people I intend to murder at some point in the next 30
The
years.
hit list.
Yeah. Well, and Stephen is not on it now. But if I'd had the 3 second rule and I'd started the 3 seconds when I said it instead of 3 seconds later. Anyway, you're lucky to be alive, buddy. So why are you calling? Why are you calling in about smoothies, Stephen?
I just quite like.
Whoa, hey, buddy.
1,
2,
3.
3. Add him to the list. He's a dead man. Dead man talking. That's a great name for a show. Now I've got the title. Dead man talking. Make a format. He's gone. He's bought it.
Well, I should think so.
So dead man talking. It couldn't be someone who was dying of cancer talking because that's dying man talking.
Whoa, stop.
Yep.
Next week we're talking to John Candy.
Oh,
it's the feature name.
We've got dead man talking. We've got some great guests next week. We've got Frank Zappa on Monday, John Candy on Tuesday. John Candy's on Tuesday, and you're never going to believe who we've got on Wednesday. Should I give you a clue? Okay. My name is Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby's coming on. Bing Crosby's coming on the show on Wednesday. This is unprecedented. Let's have a break. 0344 499 1000. My name is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Let's go to Andre. Good evening, Andre.
Hi, hi, Kath. All right.
Hey, Andre.
Hello, Kath.
Yep.
Oh, you're a bit economical with the words tonight.
Yep.
You're a bit economical with the sobriety tonight.
You know me. Iain, listen, right? You know that poem?
What?
The poem you wrote.
When?
Yeah, in the afternoon. It took you a long while to knock one out in the afternoon, didn't it? Hey?
It's the joke I did 10 minutes ago.
My sister thinks you should be the voice of this year's John Lewis Christmas ad.
Do you reckon?
She thinks that your singing has a haunting melancholy unlike anything she's ever heard before. It's true.
I've been known to have said that I've got quite a good voice, actually.
No.
I'm in a band.
No. I think she thinks it's terrible, but it's just so sad and pathetic and lonely.
That's what I said about Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious.
No.
Go on. And Joe Slumber.
Yep.
And Ian Jury.
Yep.
And any more for you?
No.
All right, then. Anyway, Ian, listen, right, when you do a poem,
Yes.
try and knock one out a bit quicker.
Okay. And
all right.
when you say knock one out, you don't mean actually writing a poem. You mean masturbation.
No, poems, rhyme poems. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Because I
was trying to get that straight with you.
Okay, we'll get it straight. Yes.
Okay. All right, nice to speak to you.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'll keep your pecker up. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Talk to you soon. Yeah.
Okay, sure thing, fella.
Oh, can I sing a song?
Go on then.
Oh no, I ain't got my lappy open and set up. Can I ring back later?
Of course you can, buddy.
Thanks, Ian. Cheers.
You take care, fella.
Cheers, Ian. See you, Kath.
Yep.
Thanks, Andre, mate.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye, mate. Right, next on my phone, pretend we're not in. Let's go to Jonathan.
Hello.
Hello, Jonathan.
Hello.
How much did you say it was to call America?
Well, it was £25 a time, I think.
Oh, not £25 a minute.
No. In fact, I was just saying that just to fob off Alan Caddick. We don't get the phone bill. We've managed to wire our phones up to LBC, so they get our bills. It's brilliant. They get our phone bills. It's like when people used to rewire the electricity in the 70s. We've done it with our phone system.
No wonder Farage is skint.
Exactly. That'll be it. What you got for us tonight, Big Jonathan?
I want to talk about, have you ever heard of a stuffed cat called Daryl Takahashi?
Say that again. Daryl Takahashi?
No, Daryl Takahashi.
I've heard of stuffed cats. I'm seriously considering getting my cat stuffed when she dies.
I was going to say, wait till she dies.
Yeah, we're not far off now. But I've not heard of Daryl Takahashi. Tell me more.
There's this wrestler in New Japan Pro Wrestling called Takahashi.
Yeah.
And I've seen film footage of him and photos of him cradling a stuffed cat. It was like a plush toy.
Oh, I'm looking at it now.
I want one.
Look at that. I'm looking at it. That's beautiful. That's on... okay, right. But yes, okay.
Yeah, and I was intrigued by that cat. Why is he carrying a plush cat to the ring?
Right, well, here's the thing. I know that cats in Japan are considered to be magical creatures, aren't they?
Yeah.
But mainly black cats. That cat ain't black. It's white with hints of black. You've done some research, have you, on Daryl Takahashi?
Yeah. And apparently he was murdered in August, but came back to life at the end of the month.
Excuse me, what?
The stuffed cat was murdered in August, but he came back to life at the end of the month.
Right, okay. So what? Hang on. The stuffed cat was murdered. Well, it's not even a stuffed cat. That's a dolly. It's a toy.
Yeah, it was murdered, and someone put up a YouTube video of the cat being killed, and you could hear the kids in the background who were watching screaming and crying because this toy cat had been torn to shreds. And some wrestling fans were so distraught by this, they even made their own tribute videos in memory of the cat.
Well, the Japanese, and I don't think this is racist or xenophobic, but they're all bonkers, the Japanese, without a shadow of a doubt. It's one of the most peculiar nations in the world. And I can understand them being obsessed by that. But they do believe that cats are magical creatures and are guardians to portals that lead to other dimensions. You ever read any Haruki Murakami, Jonathan?
I've never heard of him until just now.
Are you? Do you? I mean, are you a reader?
Yes.
Would you? I know you read your Nostradamus, and would you read a novel?
I'd consider it.
Go and have a look at some Haruki Murakami. He's one of the most successful Japanese novelists. The only one that springs to mind is the Wind-Up Bird Chronicles. There are others. They're always a good read. I find the endings a little bit disappointing.
I've got a suggestion for you.
Okay, go on.
When you go to Japan, get a load of Daryl Takahashi plush toys.
Yes, and sell them to you at exorbitant prices.
No, and give one each to your kids, one for yourself, and one to Kath.
Yes.
And that might keep her job because they may think, we got to keep her because she's got that cute little cat.
Okay, he's getting weird now.
Alternatively, go on Amazon, £41.51.
What the bloody heck for it? But still, it's cheaper than the flight to Japan.
It's cool, though. Look at that.
It's not that cool. It's
I
just
like
a stuffed
it.
cat. You can get a real... My real cat cost me £40. Do we know if your contract's being renewed?
No.
You not had that meeting yet? Oh, well, mine has. I've signed.
He's taken me out to a public place where I won't be able to protest. That's fine, isn't it? That's nothing to worry about.
Apparently, Richard Park, he of Fame Academy, he has worked in the radio industry for a long time. Apparently, when he was in charge of whatever station Pat Sharp was at, he took Pat Sharp out for lunch to talk about contract renewals. And before they got onto that part of the conversation, these contract lunches, you start with nicely, how's everything going? How's the family? Great. He said, right, before we go any further, you like football, don't you, Pat? Pat said, yeah. He said, right. And he pulled out of his pocket a red card. He said, do you know what this means? He said, no. He said, yeah, I'm sending you off. You're not part of our team anymore. Now, let's eat. No contract renewal. And apparently that's... I believe that is a true story. I believe that to be a true... I'm sure I've seen an interview or someone I know has spoken to Pat Sharp and had it confirmed. But he's full of those fun tricks. Let's go to John. Good evening, John.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, John.
Hiya. There's nothing wrong with my accent, by the way.
Sorry?
You know, next week you're going to have special guests on?
Frank Zappa on Monday, John Candy on Tuesday, and hopefully Bing Crosby on Wednesday, yes.
Yeah, somebody told me you might have one of the travelling Wilburys.
Who have you been speaking to, and what have they been saying?
Well, I haven't been speaking to anybody, really, but I just thought you might have one of them.
Well, we...
I would like to have one of them.
Which one would you like to have?
George.
Of course, it's the only one you want. It's the only one. We have tried George, and George ain't happening. We were offered Orbison, but I'm not a fan, so we said no to that. I'm afraid. Sorry, John.
Well, what's the other one?
Petty.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you're being petty. Just get over it. We're not having any of the Travelling Wilburys on. Oh, come on!
Yes.
Come on!
Great.
Come on, that was a great one, John!
That was brilliant, that one.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
So, are you going to take questions from dead men talking?
Yeah, well, you can ask questions to the dead men.
Yeah.
What we might do...
I've got it.
What?
I'll tell you after.
No, I've got it as well. But we might have to do one a week, because it might take quite a lot of work. I think we both had the same idea.
Yeah, possibly.
We might... So, well, listen, hopefully... But maybe not Frank Zappa on Monday. We might have to push Frank back, but we'll definitely have John Candy on Tuesday. How's about them apples?
That's fine, yeah.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
Tatty, bye. Good evening, Simon.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hi, Kath.
Hello, Simon.
Hello, I'm proper nervous. I'm just going to get that bit out of the way first.
Okay, well, what we're going to do is we are staring at our microphones intently, imagining it's your face, trying to make you even more nervous.
Entertain us.
I'm pacing. Do you know when you do that thing when you just pace when you're on the phone?
Of course I do, yeah. It's weird, the pace, isn't it? Because I don't know how old you are, Simon, but in the 70s and 80s, you couldn't
have a guess. 2 years either way.
No, I can't. I only do it when I'm confident. I want to say 38, but I don't. But I know that's way off.
39.
Hey, Donald, where's your trousers? Well, then thank you. You'll know this then. In the 70s and the 80s, you couldn't pace around because you had to sit down.
You were attached to a cord.
You were attached to a cord. Of course, when we saw Roseanne and the length of her cord, we're all set. British people are going. That's the only reason Roseanne was so popular over here. We wanted to see the phone cord. In the you could walk from the kitchen into the living room.
The girls used to take the phone and take it into their bedroom.
Yes. I remember when we got a second, we got an extension put in upstairs in Mum's room. And when you get to like 14, 15, and you want to start having private conversations. Mum, can I use the phone upstairs? Who are you phoning? Phone down here so I can listen. Jesus.
My dad, because we used the phone so much, he installed one of those pay phones in our house. We had to pay 10 pence a call.
That's
teenagers.
That's outrageous. There was always a thing. Some people's houses, they would have a little saucer by the phone. You put 10. Can I use the phone? Yeah, just put 10 pence in the saucer. But also I remember some friends of mine with the old dial phones. They had a padlock in there. They put a padlock in there, so you couldn't do it. But there was a way around it, of course. You could tap the receiver to make phone calls. That would dial out.
Really?
Yeah, you could tap it. And it would, if you timed the taps, you could dial numbers out. Yeah, it was great, that. In your face, fascist mum and dads of the 70s.
So, the reason I've got a problem, and I'll tell you my problem. So, I've literally stalked you forever. I've listened to literally every single one of your shows.
Yep.
And so back in the day, I had loads of time where I could listen to all your shows, and I used to get my 3 hours a day, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But as I kind of got a job and got more responsible and everything else, it's really hard for me to keep up with your shows.
Yeah.
And so my wife has bought me tickets for the Rabbit Hole in Brighton.
Oh, yeah.
In March.
Yeah.
And I've realised, so I listen every single day.
Yeah.
However, I am up to, I've just done your New Year's Eve show, 2016. So the problem is, I can't not listen to any of your full shows.
Yes.
So I'm never, ever going to be able to catch up.
Well, trust me, hang on. I know how my career pans out, right? Trust me, at some point in the next year or so, you'll have plenty of time to catch up. I'm pretty sure of it. But yeah, go on.
I'm going to be able to keep listening after you at some point for like another 2 years or so. But my problem is now when I see some of your Rabbit Hole on YouTube and you've got all these new callers and a couple of in-jokes, and I'm no longer in the gag.
Yeah, you're out of the gag.
I know. And I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to just keep plowing on through the shows or whether I start on the Rabbit Hole in order to kind of get it when I get there.
Well, listen, here's the thing with the Rabbit Hole. And listen, for those who don't know, it's a podcast that me and Kath do, and we record it in front of an audience. And we're doing it in Brighton, we're doing it in London. They're sold out. We're doing it in Bath at the end of February. That's not sold out. This Saturday, we're going to be in Dublin. Sold out. This Sunday, we're going to be in Belfast. Sold out. But you can watch it 7:30, both those nights. If you watch my Periscope, you'll see it. And what we really tried to do at the start of the Rabbit Hole was keep the Rabbit Hole separate from the late night alternative, and we cut out, any bits of hip and any kind of stuff like that. And then Kath and I sort of had a conflab, and decided that actually the two could exist in the same universe. They were canon. That was my contribution to the conversation. So, there are bits in the Rabbit Hole that if you've never listened to it before, you will get. But also it's just a nice, friendly, silly evening. Oh, and I should say, because I had an idea. I'm not spoken to you about this, Kath. On Saturday in Dublin, we got Thomas Walsh, Pugwash, is going to come and perform a few songs, which is great. And it kind of got me thinking, right, if anybody is coming to the Rabbit Hole and has a talent, a 3-minute party piece, a little turn that they might want to do, could you email me, Iain@iainlee.com, just let me know what it is? Because I just thought that it might be nice. I mean, we had this guy, Gary, who had the coins balanced on his elbow and then caught them. And I'm just thinking it might be, and with Thomas Walsh doing a couple of songs, I just think it might be nice if people turn up and they say, sort of like we used to do a performance ring, I've got a magic trick I want to try, or I've written a song and I want to surprise my wife. You know, something like that. We're not saying you definitely get a slot, and we're not saying we'll definitely keep it in the podcast. But if you're coming to any of the rabbit holes in the next couple of months and you've got no more than 5 minutes, I would say 3-4 minute turn that you want to do, Iain@iainlee.com. That might work, mightn't it?
Yeah.
I thought that might be a nice little thing. So have you got a turn, Simon?
I was just trying to rack my brains.
You don't have to. No, but listen, just come along. It'll be a nice night. But we get loads of people coming. We get loads of people coming that have never heard this radio show, and have, we had a few people at Luton who'd only came because they'd seen me on The Jungle. I think they had a nice night. I think.
Do you know, my plan was that, because I'd never phoned you ever over the years, I thought, right, my first phone call is going to be the day that I lap myself in terms of getting a whole year round and starting again. Oh, yeah. And then you went in the jungle, didn't you? And you thought my plan that I'd been building up for about 4 or 5 months. That's
the only reason I went in time. People say, why did you go in the jungle? Was it to impress your kids? Was it to reignite? No, it was to piss off Simon. Hey, listen, man, we look forward to seeing you in Brighton.
You're a legend. Can't wait.
Thanks for calling, mate. Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000. Chuck Winkle, Weasley. Stay there. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Okie dokie. Late Night Alternative. You're listening to Talk Radio on DAB, on app, or online at talkradio.co.uk. You can watch us as well this evening. Slightly different camera angle because I don't know where my long phone charger is, and that's a worry because I only got it the other day. Blimey, I'm hoping it's at home. But you can watch us periscope.tv/Iain Lee. 0344 499 1000 costs you pennies, probably free. You speak to Sam, he'll call you straight back. Let's go to Weasley. Good evening, Weasley.
Hello. This is Big Weasley calling in from Sweden, named after the famous character in the Harry Potter universe. I was just wondering, what are your thoughts about the movie Breaking Into Electric Boogaloo, made by Sam Furstenberg? Have you seen it?
I have seen it, yes.
What did you think about it?
I think it's a lot of fun. I don't think it's as powerful as the original Electric Boogaloo movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think the first one's way better.
I really like Turbo in this one.
Tell me why. Tell me why, Weasley, from the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah, I don't know. I really connected with Michael Chambers' character.
Yep.
I think he made a big performance this movie, and especially this movie, I think just proves it's an excellent movie from the fact that Armand White, do you know Armand White?
Yes.
He considers it to be a superb movie.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Who cares about, people in the industry, what they think? A movie, to me, some movies that have had terrible reviews or laughed at by the people in Hollywood have been, for me, the most thought-provoking, powerful movies. And listen, if you connected with the connection that you have with this Electric Boogaloo movie is what's important. How does it make you feel when you watch it?
It makes me feel very emotional. Like I really can connect with the characters. Like I'm in their shoes, dancing right there on the stage. That's what it makes me feel like.
Do you cry?
I did cry a couple of times, actually.
What bit of the Electric Boogaloo movie made you cry?
Like, literally all of it. I was crying throughout the whole movie.
Wow.
It was just so beautiful.
And can you break dance? Can you do the Electric Boogaloo?
I can definitely do the Electric Boogaloo.
Could you do something for us now? And I know that this is a radio and you're on the phone, so we can't see it, but I'd love to hear you Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, I'll I'll do some electric boogaloo right now.
Okay, thanks, man.
The bed.
Thanks, man. Get out of bed.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm on the floor.
Away in your own time, Weasley. Electric boogaloo on the phone.
Okay. Am I doing this a cappella or?
Can we give him some music?
Well, would you like some music, or do you want it Acapulco?
Give me some music.
All right.
Give me a bit.
Okay.
Give him a beat.
Hang on a minute. Let's get.
Give me a nice tune.
Hang on a minute. Music. Here we go.
Preferably some Italian disco.
Oh, you want Italian
disco?
Okay, not a problem. Italian disco coming up. Got that genre. Here we go. Here we go. Here it comes.
Can't wait for this.
I'm ready.
Oh, hang on a minute. I've muted.
Do you need to warm up or something first? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Where you go?
Just doing some side steps. I hope I'm not put on your hit list right now for being on this.
No, not at all. You're doing a great job, Weasley. Keep going. Can you spin on your head?
Oh, I'm on the floor. I'm doing some spins. Oh, my room is a little small.
Your room's a bit small, is it?
Yeah, I hit my heel in something. I don't know what. It's a bit dark in here as well.
Okay, well, I don't listen. If you've hit your heel in something, we should probably stop there. I don't want any injuries.
I can keep going forever.
Okay.
Well, we don't want any electric boogaloo related breakages.
Weasley, listen, it's been great stuff. Do call us again, won't you?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
There we go. Okay. He hit his heel on something.
You've got to clear your dance area, guys. You've got to clear your dance area.
And that does mean both meanings, actually cleaning the area you're dancing in and shaving off your pubes. Oh, my God. Speaking of someone who doesn't have any pubes, it's Chuck Winkle.
Hey, howdy. Howdy there, buddy.
Hello, Chuck. Were you expecting us?
No, not at all. I was listening to the old breakdancing guy.
Okay. What have you got for us this evening, Chuck?
Well, it's quite interesting, actually. I'm working here in the newsroom at United American News.
Oh, by the way, it turns out America isn't at war with Russia. You got that wrong the other day.
Yeah, we got a bit there. That was fake news. That was fake news coming across the wires.
And well done you for admitting that. It takes a bold man to admit that they miscalled global war.
Well, old timer, we're getting when the sunshine coast out of here, we've got to be very clear, transparent.
Yep,
so,
okay, that's great.
Just an interesting one, actually. You sang that beautiful protest song earlier on the show.
Yes.
About Rodney King. We actually we got some news for you.
Okay.
They're releasing him from prison.
Okay, I wasn't actually singing about Rodney King. I was singing about Rubin Carter.
Rubin Carter.
He died, apparently, in 2004. So 14 years ago.
The hurricane?
Yep.
The governor, John Shabanahari, he actually is weeping from the barristers, and they're going to release him. So with your powerful song, isn't it?
Here's an interesting thing that Chuck has just brought to my attention. Do Americans have the word banisters? I've never heard. This is the first time.
No, I bet they call it a handrail.
Yeah. No. Well, hang on a minute. No. The banisters are the vertical.
No.
They're the verticals.
No.
They're the banisters are the struts, aren't they?
You got an American on the line here if you want to check it.
Oh, that's true.
We forgot.
I didn't forget, folks. Chuck, do you call them banisters?
We tend to call them handrails. I actually said barrister, not banister.
Oh. Okay, I don't think they call them barristers either.
Lawyer?
A brief?
No.
Sorry?
Just, could you be brief?
I'm trying to. It's great news that you got Rodney King released.
Okay.
Amazing, really.
Thanks very much indeed. There was another word I found out the other day that the Americans don't have. It's something like chimney. It's not chimney, but it's a word like that they don't have. God, I'm not going to think of it I don't know what we're going to do for 11 till 10 past 11. I had it planned to do that Hurricane song again because I was going to do it every hour on the hour until he was released, but he's dead. So.
Well, I mean, have they freed Nelson Mandela yet?
Oh, yes, they have actually. Again, that's another one of my campaigns that seems to have worked retrospectively. Good evening, Jonathan.
Why are you closing the door?
What?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Yes.
Sorry, the door just closed as I was looking at it.
Why were you singing to the door?
I wasn't singing to the door. I was saying, why did you close?
He was singing to the door. Why
I don't
did
sing
you
to
go?
doors. Okay. I wanted to talk about Overwatch, because I saw you playing it earlier today.
Overwatch video game. I've worked out how to stream me playing video games on YouTube.
Phew!
Yeah, it's that one sorted, guys. So I was there, hour and a half, playing Overwatch today in front of 30 people. Yep. Great days.
You did pretty good, but why are you picking the hardest characters to play as?
Well, Symmetra and Zarya, and you've got literally 55 seconds to talk about this. Well, I'm finding I'm doing really well with Symmetra.
She's hard to play well because you've got to put those turrets in the right places.
Well, I was playing well. You saw me playing well with her.
I saw you doing. You want to play as Roadhog, right? You just shoot people in the face with him.
Well, no, mate, because I'm a much more subtle game player than shooting people in the face with someone called Roadhog. I was laying traps everywhere for people, and then I was getting my ultimate, and I was creating a portal.
Yeah, it was pretty skillful. I'm just saying, you might want to try Roadhog.
Why'd you get stuffed? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. 1 hour down, 2 more to go, guys. 0344 499 1000. My name is Iain Lee. You are listening on DAB online, or you could be listening on talkradio.co.uk.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Your face is a mess, but your ass looks alright. And I must confess, your looks are not the best. So I'll have to recommend that you stay mostly dressed. Everybody need a little kissing sometimes. So come on and kiss me where the sun don't shine. I don't wanna look, no, I can't watch. So ease on down and put your head right in mine. I am tired of seeing your face. Again, know that a heart's gotta pray for a friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good luck when you're out on your own. Here's a little treat, little doggy bone. I'm the girl of your dreams, and you're the man of the hour. And my love for you right now is like a morning flower. It will slowly wilt away if you're not gone by midday. So hurry up and get it up and get busy. I am tired of seeing your face. Has no place in the human race. Why don't you just turn out the light? Help me to get through this night. I'm gonna count to 10. I want you out of my life. Just say when. I want you out of my life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're on your ass again. Know that a heart's gotta pray for a friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good luck when you're out on your own. Here's a little treat, little doggy bone. I'm gonna count to 10. I want you out of my life. Just pray for a friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good luck when you're on your own. Here's a little cute little doggy bone.
I like
You know the rest.
Oh, thank you. Always be careful because she's got a potty mouth. There's Marnie Coppola. I found a load of Marnie Coppola songs that I didn't know existed, and they're all a joy. We might play another one a little bit later on. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee. Catherine Boyle is there.
Hello.
You're listening to Talk Radio on DAB, on app, online at talkradio.co.uk. A big O, stay there, I'll come to you in a second. This is a story that's in the newspaper, so I can read it. It's The Sun. Lost testicles balls up. NHS drop a bollock. Or 137 of them, to be precise. NHS balls up have led 137 men to lose a testicle in the past 6 years. Not me. Some patient had a healthy testes.
Testes?
Well, they've put testis.
With an I?
Yeah. I'm never sure, when it comes to, like, genitals and stuff, I don't know all the lingo.
So
it's hard to get your tongue around them sometimes, and I don't know if testis is a thing.
Is that singular?
No, it's a testy, would be a singular.
You'd think.
Testy is singular. Testis, I don't know. Some patients had a healthy testis. Maybe it's singular. Cut out rather than the cancerous one. Others were given the wrong treatment for a torsion when twisted tubes cut off blood. I'm about to read one of the most horrific sentences of my life. Once I've read it, let's never speak of this again. Their gonads grew gangrenous and had to be lopped off. Oh. Is lopped off a technical medical term? You're going to have to lop those off.
Well, I've lopped a tree before, but...
Health chiefs paid the blokes... That was men, right, OK, yeah. A total of £2.8 million compensation. Negligence lawyers say men can expect £20,000 for an error where one ball is lost. And here's the thing, for both of them, £70,000. It's not a straight doubling up. Victims... Well, they really put this in, victims can pay £2,500 to have a false one stitched into their sack. But they've spelt sack S-A-C-K. And surely the ball sack is S-A-C, isn't it? Like cul-de-sac. But that's how you spell that sack.
Well...
S-A-C.
Like an egg sack.
Eggs don't have sacks. What are you talking about?
Animals that have have egg sacs. What? Like a spider does an egg sac.
No, they don't. No,
yeah, they do.
There's no such thing as an egg sac. You're thinking of those porcelain hens, where, like they have on bread, where they take it out and they put. Don't show me things on the internet.
Egg
it's all
sac.
fake news. Exactly. Nicola Wainwright.
Let me put in ball sack.
Of law firm Lee Day said it is devastating, particularly if you're young. Even if you're old as well, it would be devastating to lose your balls mistakenly if you're an old man like me. I'd like both my balls back, please. New balls. Can I have my balls back, please, mister? It is devastating, particularly if they are young and not yet in a long-term relationship.
Oh.
I'd get mine replaced with, you can buy the most bouncy ball in the world, those little rubber ones.
Yes.
And I'd have two of those. And then I'd go running naked and film it. I'd get a ball cam and I'd get one of those GoPros, but I call it a GoPrick, and I'd put it on my winkle and it would film my testes acting like clackers, just running along like that. And then I'd slow it down. I'd put it in slow motion. And then as they were clicking, I'd put the sound of a lightsaber. Then I'd get 1 million YouTube subscribers who would just watch that, and then I'd film a dead man's scrotum in a Japanese forest.
What?
And have to apologise for it afterwards. They are embarrassed having to explain their injury to future partners. It's also a tragedy if they're hoping to have a family and are worried about fertility. You do need your balls to have a baby. The figures come from Litigation Authority NHS resolution regulator, NHS Improvement, said, with incidents like that, our organisations examine what happened to understand what went wrong and identify how to improve their care. Well, this is what they do, isn't it? If you're going to have a part of your body... This is made-up email that ends, right, the last line is, and that is not me having a dig at you, Iain.
OK.
I hope Kathy's contract is renewed. She brings a bit of sparkle and cheerfulness to all the doom and gloom we hear on your show. And that is not me having a dig at you, Iain. Because they do that, don't they? When if you're going in to have an operation or a limb removed, they put a cross on the limb. If you're having your right leg chopped off, they'll draw a line where it's chopped off, and they'll do a thing. And quite often they put the mark on the wrong, because it's not the person who does the mark who then does the operation. You pass from pillar to post. I mean, you still keep your pillar. Whether it turns into a post or not, that's entirely up to you. But it's not the person who does the marking that does the sawing, so to speak.
No, that would be too much.
It'd be too much for one person. Good evening, Big O.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm Big O. I'm from Sweden, and I just wanted to ask, what are your thoughts on the 1984 movie Breakin'?
Breakin'?
Give me an honest review.
Breaking?
No, Breakin'.
Breakin'?
Yeah.
The 1984 movie Breakin'?
Yeah.
Why the hell are you phoning up about the 1984 movie Breakin'?
What are you talking about?
What? Why are you phoning up about it?
Oh, I just tuned in. Did somebody else talk about it?
There is no 1984 movie called Breakin'. What are you talking about?
Is he talking about the Electric Boogaloo film?
Oh, you mean Breaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Breakin'.
Yeah, but that's how we pronounce it.
No,
It's
okay.
It's with an N.
Yeah, the movie... Well, listen, I don't think it's one of Joel Silberg's greatest movies, okay? Hello?
Yeah.
I don't think it's one of his greatest movies, although Lucinda Dickey does give a stellar performance. I think you'd be hard pushed to argue with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think the same. I think she gave a very good performance, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also really like Michael Chambers as Turbo. I think he's one of my favorites.
I didn't like Adolfo Quinones as Ozone Orlando, but I did like Ben Loki as Franco.
Yeah, he was really good as well.
I mean, I haven't seen it for quite a while.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I watch it like every day. It's like my therapy.
Yeah. What's your favourite scene?
Yeah, it's the one with the dancing, I think.
Yeah, you like that. Well, listen, it's a true B-movie classic as far as I'm concerned. Pop and lock it, baby. Yeah. Everything about this movie is funny, even watching it today. The wardrobes are awesome. They're so bad that they're good. You know what I'm talking about, Big O. The acting is stilted and straight that you can't help but dig it, and the storyline is predictable, but somehow it does the job, and it gets you to remain interested in the story in an 80s kind of way. The whole film is quite camp now, but the breakdancing is off the chain. Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, I would say is even better. But do you know what? I'm surprised that movies used to be that simple in the 80s. It's amazing, isn't it, how times and movies change. Seems like usually for the better if you're looking at it from a modern sensibility. So, in summary, it's dated, but totally cool and fun to watch. I'd give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it an 11 out of 10. Like, it's my favourite movie ever.
Wowzers, thanks a lot. These Swedish guys are loving the breakdancing movies.
It must be just arriving there in Sweden.
It could possibly is. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the late night alternative. If you're waiting for the question, for the hook to hang your phone call on, there ain't one. We're just sitting here and talking absolute nonsense tonight. So far, we've talked about wrongly imprisoned men accused of murder, Bob Dylan, breakdancing. The word that they don't have in America is fortnight. Thank you for everyone who suggested that on Twitter. Yes, they don't have the word fortnight. Imagine. You can call in about any of that stuff or anything you want to. Serious or light, big or small. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Evening, Gavin.
All right, Ian. All right, Kath.
Hiya.
Yeah, just a quick one, Ian. What's a good Imani Coppola album to start off with?
Well, if you wait 6 months, my record label is going to be releasing a compilation. But
I've been trying to search them out on CD because I don't stream music or get it digital.
I would. Right, my suggestion. Yes. Right.
Thanks.
Let me get the title of this because there's Imani Coppola, and then she's also in this brilliant duo called Little Jackie.
Oh, right, okay.
I would suggest you start off with a Little Jackie album. The first album, The Stoop, and look, you can buy it for 72 pence.
Wow, where's that, eBay or something?
Oh, it's on Amazon. Go to Amazon. The Stoop from 2008. It's the first. Yeah, it's the first album, Little Jackie album.
A black and white album on eBay for about £8.
Black and white's good. It's got Raindrops from the Sun, and it's got some really good pop songs. It's also got some really, really hard songs in there. What she likes to do.
The funky rap stuff that I dig, you know.
Well, I'll get The Stoop.
The Stoop, yeah.
Get The Stoop.
Writing that down.
Get The Stoop to start with.
All right, cheers, Ian.
That's your introductory offer. Thank you very much, Gavin. Let's go to Zach. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening.
Good evening, Zach. What have you? Are you on speakerphone, boy?
Maybe.
One, two, three. Add him to the list. Right, you're a dead man walking. Is there any chance you could not be on speakerphone?
I'm not on speakerphone now.
Thank you very much indeed. What you got for us, Zach?
First, I had a really good week. How's your week been?
How's the week been? It's been busy. It's been really busy. There's been some good stuff. I had a meeting at the BBC. Was that yesterday I went to the BBC? I think it was, yeah. I had a meeting at the BBC yesterday about possibly doing some stuff there. And then I went and got an earpiece moulded because I lost mine, which I need it because I'm doing more TV work. Then I had a meeting last night about a corporate gig I'm doing in a couple of weeks that pays very, very nicely. Oh, and then I had dinner with my agent on Wednesday, and I signed my new contract for here. I'm getting a pay rise. Thank you very much indeed. And then I've got 4 more... I've got 5 more days on Good Morning Britain, confirmed yesterday. 2 more days on Loose Women. 1 day on the One Show. 2. They've asked me for 2 days on Matthew Wright, and I just need to check the dates. So it's been work-wise, Zach. Work-wise, it's been a busy old week. Personally, it's been a bit meh, but work-wise, absolutely superb.
Well, funny enough, you're talking about the BBC.
Yes.
At school, there was a careers fair, so over 50 stalls of those different careers and unis.
Yes.
And there was somebody from BBC Wiltshire there.
Oh, yeah.
And he interviewed me, which was pretty cool.
Oh.
And he's going to put it on air as well, which is pretty sick.
Hey, there you go. BBC Wiltshire. Who was it? Was it the breakfast host? Was it the breakfast guy?
It was a journalist.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that'll do it. Well, that was good. Were they nice?
Yeah, they were nice. They were really impressed because they came to see our radio station.
Careful, Zach, because they might edit it to make you sound like a beast. They might edit it and say, listen to this depraved young man, and it shows just what's wrong with broken Britain. And then they'll have you saying, because you can make anyone say anything these days. They'll have you saying all kinds of horrible things.
He made me record 2 fake clips of me talking to other storeholders.
Fake news at the BBC. That story's worth about $2,500 if you phone up the Daily Mail. Seriously, get in there. Get in there, sunshine.
Yes.
Okay, anything else, Zach?
That's it.
Tutty bye. Let's go to Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Evening, Ian.
Evening, Paul.
How are you, mate?
Are you on speakerphone?
I was. I'm not now.
Flipping it. Everyone is very close to getting a knuckle sandwich. Getting a proper knuckle sandwich.
What do you know about a knuckle sandwich?
Oh, I know about knuckle sandwiches, Paulie.
settle, petal.
Hey.
We're only having a little chat for the first
Hang on a
time
second.
in
Let's see
time.
how much of a geezer you are, Paul.
Yes.
If I were to invite you round to my bachelor pad,
indeed,
and I was to say, Paul, are you a little bit hungry? And you say yes, and I'd say, I'll just go over there and I'll rustle up a little snack for us, right?
Yes.
And then I brought you back a plate, right? And on the plate was a sandwich, okay, white bread, and you lift up the sandwich, and the bread is buttered, very thick butter, and inside that sandwich there's a fried egg.
Oh.
What would you call that sandwich?
It's a fried egg sarnie.
This ain't
It's a
no
fried
geezer.
egg sarnie.
No, it's
I'll
not.
fight you for it.
This ain't no geezer. That's an egg. I've presented you with an egg banjo.
A fried egg sarnie. Whoever told you about the banjo's lying to you.
Well, first of all, you're calling my mother a liar, and secondly, I'm pretty sure that an egg banjo is a military term. Have we talked about this on the air
Yeah,
before?
and I'd never heard it before.
Possibly.
I think it's a military term, and what we'll do at we'll do a text vote. I can't be bothered.
Possibly, but you cannot beat a fried egg sarnie. The only thing that beats a fried egg sarnie is a double fried egg sarnie.
Oh, dirty boy! But it's got to be white. It's got to be white bread, isn't it?
Of course it does.
And this is my own. And I'm going to just throw my own little recipe, and no one else I know does this. Right? I get a third slice of bread and I butter it, and I put it underneath the egg banjo,
Sure.
the fried egg sarnie, so it collects all the yolk. Collects all the yolk. Then you just eat that. Beautiful. Bonus.
You know what I do?
Go on.
A little cheat as you're cooking.
Yeah.
Sprinkle the salt and pepper on the egg as it's cooking.
Oh, dirty
Put it in the sarnie.
Yeah.
You don't even need to do it when it's on the bread.
I tell you what, you don't get
Everyone's a
anymore.
winner.
And this is why I'm glad we're leaving Europe, right? Because it's since we joined Europe, we stopped getting this. Double yolkers. When was the last time you had a double yoker?
Ian, in my life, I've never, ever, ever had a double yoker. Ever, ever. I think it's a falsehood.
No.
These people,
not.
People that want you to leave Europe have preached
No.
to you that you will get
Paul.
more double yokers if you leave Europe.
Yeah. Paul, I remember the 70s and the 80s. We had double. I remember it being a little bit of a novelty. Then after a while, my mum stopped calling us into the kitchen to look at them because we were getting double yolkers all the time.
No, brother, never.
Yes.
Never.
Yes.
I've never had one. Ever.
You've not lived, buddy. You've not lived.
Never.
When we leave Europe, March the 22nd, 2019, when we've left,
you reckon?
I'm going to buy you a pack of eggs.
We're going to go to Askew Road. We're going to have a double fried egg sandwich.
Yep.
One for you, one for me.
Yep.
Large one.
Yep.
And keep that bag in on that tea.
Yep.
And then we'll open the sarnie.
Double yolkers.
Lo and behold, I think you're dreaming.
I'll buy you a box of six. I'll buy you a box of 6 eggs, and you'll have at least 10 yolks in there.
You're dreaming,
mate.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. Ever.
Let's just see.
There's no double yolkers. Listen, I called you up for a reason.
Oh, what? Go on then.
How do you fancy? Obviously, we're non-acquaintances.
Yes.
You've got 2 nippers.
Yes.
I've got 2 nippers of a similar age.
Yes. Do you want to marry them off?
Breakfast.
Yes.
Half-term holiday.
Yeah.
You, me, my missus, maybe your missus. I'm not sure of the crack.
Well.
And all the nippers will have a good old holiday.
Sorry, what? Hang on a minute.
Wow.
Going on holiday with you and your family?
Why not?
Because I don't know you.
Well, that's the reason to go on holiday.
Right, goodbye.
What a weirdo. I could sense there was tension there.
I don't know you. Well, that's the reason to go on holiday. What, so you can kill all of my family while I'm asleep? No, thank you, buddy.
Egg banjo.
Yeah.
It is a military term.
Of course it is.
Right. Do you know where it comes from?
The army.
If you drip yolk down yourself, what do you do?
You're
You're doing this.
There we go.
And apparently often accompanied with a mug of gunfire, which was black tea with rum in it.
Hey, dirty buggers. Speaking of dirty buggers, good evening, Andre.
Right, hi, Ian. Right, I'm not going to end up with egg on my chin, but...
No. Are you going to sing us a song?
Yeah, I am, actually.
All right, what we're going to do, Andre, we're going to turn our microphones off, and you're going to sing, and then when he finishes singing, Sam, you're going to go to the ad break. Do you want to tell us what you've got for us tonight, Andre?
Right, saying in respect of Neil Diamond, yeah?
Beautiful. Andre, away you go, buddy.
All right, okay.
Oh, cracking those get on balls. We're gonna ride till there ain't no more to go. Taking it slow. Lord, don't you know? Had me a time in a poor man's lady, pitching on a twilight train. Ooh, ain't nothing here that I care to take alone. Maybe a song. Sing what I want. You say please to no man for a happy June. Oh, I love my rosy child. You got the way to make me happy. You and me, we go in style. Crackling rose, you're a star-park woman. You make me sing like a guitar humming. And girl, the song keeps running on. Play it now, play it now, play it now, my lady. Crackling rose, you make me smile. Got it class for an hour, well that's alright. We got all night. Set the world right. That's it. Finished. Thank you.
It wasn't the end of the song. Right, hang on a minute. How do I... Oh, I'm calling him back. What do I press here to call? Cool. There we go. I'm calling him back. That wasn't the end of the song.
It's not the way it works, Andre.
No. Let's call him back.
Hello?
Hello, who's that?
Ian.
It's Tim.
Oh, Tim?
Yeah. What? You hadn't finished the song, buddy.
I couldn't sing it all. I was got a bit upset towards the end. The thought of it.
Yeah. Well, but you can't start a song and then bail out halfway through.
All right, I'll try to be honest with it. Yeah.
Flipping it, mate.
Okay, I'll send you the whole lot next time. Yeah, or a different one for you. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed, caller. Let's just yes, line one. What do you want?
Hello, I have the oranges for Ian.
Yes.
He want the oranges.
Right. Okay.
He said he want the oranges.
Yeah, I want the oranges. Where are they? You keep saying you've got them. Where are they, man?
I have the oranges. You want the deal? I need to do the price. What is the price you want to pay?
I told you I'm going to pay £5 for the oranges.
No, it's bulk buy only.
Yeah. I want to bulk buy £5 of oranges.
No. £5 in money or £5 in weight?
£5 in a bunch of fives in your face unless you get me those oranges by midnight, buddy, all right? I'm not having that. Let's go to a break. That guy pisses.
The Late Night Alternative with that man, Iain Lee. There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't stalked on Facebook yet.
Have never sent my picture to anyone who didn't request it.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
You know, Tracy Hopkins is selling her house to cover the legal fees that for all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
She's got other houses, hasn't she? That's not her only house, I don't think.
I don't know.
I thought she had another house, like one in London or something. That's what I thought. So everyone's making this big thing, she's got to sell her house, ha, 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 ha. But I thought, if you've got two houses, selling one is a pain, but it doesn't render you, homeless. I don't know. I just popped into my head. I thought she had another one. I thought everyone knew, but I might have dreamt it. I don't know. I just don't know. This should be worrying news for everybody, although I don't quite understand it. Fears of a possible nuclear war. Threads, guys? You following the threads? Have pushed forward the the symbolic doomsday clock by 30 seconds to just 2 minutes before midnight. The clock, which represents the threat of global annihilation, is at the closest to Armageddon it has ever been. How's that sleep going, guys, huh? Just about to drop off? The last time it was at 11:58pm was at the... I don't really understand the clock. Let's read this and then we'll try and deconstruct it. The last time it was at... Deconstruct it. Understand it is what I meant. The last time it was at 11:58pm was at the height of the nuclear arms race between the US and Russia in 1953. The clock is set by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists on the advice of 15 Nobel laureates and has been in action since 1947. Yesterday, the organisation said the danger to the world from a conflict between Donald Trump and North Korea is... Do you hear Donald Trump talking today? He sounds like he's dying, doesn't he? He sounded really raspy. Did you hear him?
Wait, he does this thing where he goes very quiet now.
No, but he was the bit where I heard him talking to Piers Morgan. He sounded like he was dying. Limmy described it as it sounds like he's got one lung. It did. It sounded awful. Yesterday, the organisation said the danger to the world from a conflict between Donald Trump and North Korea is obvious and imminent, and warned of a return to a nuclear arms race. Blame was put on the US president's statements and tweets which convey unpredictability about America's use of nuclear weapons. Experts also cited nuclear tests in North Korea. But I've never really understood this clock, because we've always been... forward. So before that it was 11:57 and 30 seconds, and midnight is the end of the world.
Yeah, so it's still not great, is it?
It's been like that for years, though, but the time hasn't advanced. Can someone... I know this is a bit heavier than the stuff we do, and Nigel will come to you in a second, but can someone explain the doomsday clock to me? Because I just don't get it, and I've got no idea how it works. 0344 499 1000 if you can explain the doomsday clock to me, because I don't get it. Evening, Nigel.
Hello.
Oh, I just can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. Just can't be bothered. Really. What do we do for the last hour and 25 minutes of the show? I mean, we've got 6 more news stories. They're not really... they're not particularly... Well, let's go through them and then we'll see where we end up, because they're not particularly exciting, but there's not really a lot... Let's see where we go. We established we don't need passports tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to take mine.
Always take your passport to... although, John Humphreys, he who is taking a huge pay rise, he wrote a brilliant book... Pay cut, sorry. Yeah. He wrote a brilliant book about building a holiday home on a Greek island. It's a really good book. And his son was flying back from Greece one day and didn't have his passport and managed to get through. And I can believe this, in the islands, not in Athens, but on the islands... Maybe not now, but certainly 5-10 years ago, got through just by showing them his driving licence.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
I had a Spanish boyfriend who came over with just his identity card once.
Well, now we're out of Europe, then they should stop. They should stop terrorism. Here we go. This is a story. This is what it's all about. From our second favourite science correspondent of the Mail, Victoria Allen.
Oh, what's happened to Fernandez?
He's dead. It may be just 3 foot across, but this glitter ball is set to be seen from every point on the planet after being launched into space. Designed to reflect the sun's rays, the man-made ball named... Well, because it's man-made... named the Humanity Star, has 65 carbon fibre panels. Scientists launched it by rocket from New Zealand on Sunday, but its existence was made public only yesterday. Stargazers will be able to catch a glimpse of it as it passes over Britain next month, although the 18-pound ball will be visible for just minutes at a time. Well, I don't understand. I struggle with space. I struggle understanding why. Sometimes I get really excited by space. I think, yeah, it's great, we should go on. And then sometimes I think, well, space is a bit rubbish, really, isn't it? Space is really expensive. And, people are starving. It's kind of, I don't know. But then they make great movies in space. The satellite is currently in orbit at about 200 miles and will be pulled back towards the planet by gravity in about 9 months' time, burning up on re-entry.
What's the point, then?
US commercial space firm Rocket Lab, which made the Humanity Star, hopes it'll be the brightest object in the night sky. What about the moon? That's the brightest. It's not. The moon is dark, but it's the sun reflecting on it that does it. Rocket Lab... Oh, Jesus, listen to this absolute idiot. I had to stop myself there.
Well done.
Rocket Lab said the aim was to make people think about others in the world.
Right.
But the firm's boss, Peter Beck, added, in all honesty, yeah, it's a giant mirror ball. It is orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes in an elliptical pattern, travelling at 27 times the speed of sound, guys. Mr. Beck said that he hoped to launch more of the balls into orbit, but was waiting to see what the public reaction was and whether the project would be financially viable. They've not said how much it's cost. They don't say in this article how much it costs. Trust me, getting stuff up in space, guys, I know. That costs a lot of money.
You looked into it?
Yeah, oh yeah. The website for the satellite states, essentially, it creates a similar effect as a disco ball, creating the appearance of a bright, flashing shooting star. I don't know if I like the sound of that. That's so basically, it's like Banksy in space, isn't it?
Well, it's like those Chinese lanterns. I think that's litter.
Yeah, it's space graffiti. I'm not so keen on this. Mr. Beck said the object will be noticeable, but not so bright it will distract pilots or stargazers. I have thought about, because the kids for Christmas got a telescope, got a new telescope, and I've not used it because it's rubbish, really. But if you want a telescope, you've got to spend But I've thought about it'd be nice to have a telescope, and then you think, you just see the moon. Google it.
I've got a telescope. I bought one for the kids, and then I bought like a nicer one.
Yeah.
I can't work it.
You've got to spend like $2,000 before you even start getting close to something.
There's my problem.
Decent. And also, you can see the moon. I've got it on Google. You can see it. You can see it really close. You can see a picture of a man on it. Can you? So I don't know. I get these ideas. This is what my problem. This is one of my many, many, many problems in life is. It's why I've got a mandolin sat next to me, because I get these great ideas and get really enthusiastic about them, and then about 20 minutes into it, I go, I'm bored now.
Bit tricky.
I buy all the equipment. And then go, no, it's not even the trickiness of it. It's not even necessarily the trickiness. It's just, I go, again, it's that hole in the soul, isn't it? It's not filling the hole in the soul, I guess. Mr. Beck said the object will be noticeable, but not so bright it will distract. Whoa. Victoria Allen, science correspondent. Listen to this sentence, guys. She's a science correspondent. She ain't an English correspondent. This is in a national newspaper, right? Mr. Beck said, the object will be noticeable but not so bright it will distract to pilots or stargazers.
Oh.
The ball... Oh, you've reminded me. I introduced my youngest to the phrase "feel the burn" today. We went out. I took him out for dinner tonight. We went to this really nice burger place. Yeah, really nice burger place. And we went in, and so we sat there, and I sat opposite my youngest, and we'd ordered milkshakes. And listen, I'm not messing around. I ordered them adult-sized milkshakes. I'm not going to get them kid-sized milkshakes. So my youngest has got. They're both funny boys, but he's got this delicious sense of humour, and he just said, Daddy, look, the milkshakes are coming. And I turned around, and they weren't. And I looked at him, and he went, ah, ha, ha! And I went, well, son, I knew they weren't coming because they're behind you. Look, there's the lady now. And he turned around and I went, I feel the burn.
I don't think that's the thing.
Is it not?
No, it's just burn. Feel the burn is when you're pumping iron.
Well, he's going to be embarrassed at school then. He's going to get bullied.
Burn.
Yeah, he's going to feel the burn. He's going to be burnt. But we were doing that for literally 10 minutes, right? And he would leave at just the right time and go, oh, here she is now. And he go, he thought that when I would say, oh, the lady's there, that him just moving his eyes like that didn't count. I said, of course it counts. What are you talking about?
Yep. Burn.
Feel the burn. The ball will be seen in Edinburgh for 2 minutes on February the 18th. London on February the 25th for 90 seconds. Get a life, mate.
Bit busy.
And in skies above Cornwall on March the 1st for roughly 2.5 minutes. The satellite can be tracked at thehumanitystar.com and experts will calculate exact viewing times about 10 to... Get a life. Get a life, mate. You've wasted your money. You've wasted your life. Victoria Allen couldn't even be bothered to proofread this article. Peter Beck, you just wasted your life, buddy. Everything you've done has been a failure.
What's he really selling? That's just a publicity thing, isn't it?
It's a cover. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Some people saying that Periscope is freezing. I've moved it. Oh, no, those are my headphones. I need those headphones. Yeah. I tell you what we'll do. No, it's fine. You speak to Ewan, Catherine, while I do this.
Hello, Ewan.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I just like how, well, at the moment, I'm getting bullied badly.
Well, that's disappointing to hear. What's going on?
Well, it seems like whatever I do, they'll pick on me or twist it. Like, for example, last week, I was in class, and it was only about 6 or 7 in my class, and it was me and this other girl cooking, whilst the rest was messing around.
Yes.
And we was cooking, and because we was boiling stuff like pasta and rice and that, obviously the water's going to boil and spit in that, and we was cooking chicken, and because we was making curries and that, so things were going to spit, and now and again the boy would come over and make my father, don't tip that, or be careful of that. So I said, oh, shut up, stop acting childish and you come and do it yourself. Yes. Now, because of that, because he can't cope well, he's 20, but he's a bit slow, so
yes, well,
he's twisted it, and because he's sensitive, he's twisted it now, so yes. I've been excluded from college in the further notice.
Right.
And then this girl keeps harassing me.
Yes.
And because I told her to F off, because she's got 2 numbers, because I told her to F off, and she reported me to the college, so now I had to go in the further notice, which I find a bit silly.
Well, but have you? I'm guessing what it sounds like from what the limited bit we're getting of this, because I'm guessing there's a whole lot more going on. That instead of retaliating, you need to be the one that does the reporting, because they're getting in first, it would appear.
Well, that is what I've said, yeah, but because they was going to do. So what I've done now,
yes,
because the girl, she's got 2 phones. She's a bit a dodgy one, so she keeps ringing on the one.
Well, just block her number.
No, that's what I've done. She keeps texting on the one, so I've blocked the teacher. So I've blocked it.
Yes.
And she kept ringing me on the other one, so I've blocked that.
Beautiful.
And so she kept contacting me on social media, so I've blocked her on them.
Yep.
But now she's finding my family and my friends and commenting on their stuff. So what I've done, screenshot it and sent it to the college, because obviously I said I'm not there at the moment. So I sent it to them on email.
You don't get. This is okay. Listen, this all sounds horrendous, and bullying is thoroughly unpleasant. I received bullying, and I must admit I was guilty of bullying when I was younger, and I think it's horrendous, and something I'm thoroughly ashamed of. But you don't get suspended for college just for telling someone to F off.
No, it's because of that. The other boy.
I don't know what I don't quite understand. The other boy was spitting on your chicken.
No, things were spitting. The chicken was spitting because of the water or the pasta and the rice in there.
Right.
And then because he overreacted, he twisted words. So they've investigated whether it's true or not, because of the things he said, which I could tell, but no, they're not over here.
Yes.
But cause they're not stopping examinations until they investigate, because they don't want me. It's for my own sake, because they're on my side, because they don't want me in college in case because he's in my class. They don't want me in college in case he says other stuff, which make it worse.
No, that's not how it works, though, is it? They would, if they don't suspend the person or exclude the person who has they think has been wronged, they exclude the person who they think has done the wrong thing.
Well, they haven't excluded me, because obviously if they exclude me, they would tell me how long. They're just keeping me out. I still go there for meetings, just not in my class. I've still been there for meetings with the head of the department.
And so, I don't want to know the name of this place. What kind of college is it?
What do you mean, what kind?
Well, is it? You've mentioned that the other gentleman might have sort of learning difficulties.
Oh, no, it's a mainstream college with mainstream, but you do have a department for people with special needs, which is a bit still.
Well, it sounds a right old pickle.
Well, I've obviously told you, but I've told other people, which I've known, like my family, my cousins and brothers and whatever, have gone there before me, which are older, and I've told them about the situation. And they said, don't matter, they've done the same to other people. Not the people I know, but like people that has been in their class.
I'm going to be honest,
I'm not the first.
I have no idea what, a very little idea of what is going on there. It sounds very peculiar.
Well, I've spoken to a few people, and they said, don't worry, I'm not the first. So that's pleased me a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
I have got a social worker which is tampering with them for not being on my side when we say my part.
Yeah. Well, how does it make you feel as a person?
Well, not good, really, to be honest.
No, I can imagine not.
And so I went there on the other day, and I did. It was teachers' training day, but I had to store because it was an important meeting. Yes. And I did tend to, not kick off, but to get a bit wound up. And I got wound up, I did, when I calmed down later on.
Now, here we go. I wonder, and this isn't a criticism, I wonder if you have the ability to sometimes get a little bit hot under the collar.
Well, it was just once, because I just get frustrated, because you can ask the people in the room.
Yes.
The teacher did, I can't think. Well, basically, 1 minute she was telling me to lie, and then 1 minute.
Well, I don't want to know. I don't want to know the ins and outs. I just wonder if perhaps anger is possibly a problem that you might have.
Well, I have just walked out, but the other day was my first time slamming the door in within college.
Okay.
Within calm I used to, but the other day wasn't actually. I did get a bit stressed, but that was my first time in the college. But that was in with the students. That was just my mum and my sister-in-law and the teacher in the room.
It's an intriguing scenario that you describe. And, well, I hope it gets sorted.
Well, hopefully it'll be the Monday now, hopefully.
Okay. All right, then. Well, let us know how it goes, man.
Will do.
Thank you. Ta-ta. I'm slightly confused. I don't really know what was going on there, but Who was I talking to today? Oh God, yesterday I had this meeting about this. I've got a night off on February the 8th. I'm chasing the dollar, guys, and I'm doing a corporate event, right? And it should be a nice evening. It should be a fun, slightly raucous evening. Nothing like the President's Club. I'm just doing a quiz night for a company. And so I'm meeting. I had to meet the other day the two people that are organising, the two people that are hiring me, basically, right? And we were sat there, and I don't know how we got onto the conversation. There's a young lady and a guy. And I'm talking to this guy, and he's paying me, and he says, we just sort of said, oh, what have you got coming up this weekend or something? He said, oh, it's my birthday this weekend. Oh, all right, how old are you? He said, I'm going to be 30. I thought, and they were talking about, worrying about being 30, and I was thinking, flipping at your kids, you're 29, you're going to be 30, you're children, for goodness sakes. And I'm just listening to Ewan there, who I think is about 20 or something. To be 20 again and have I would play it so much better this time around.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, because you would still be 20. You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't. No, well, saying if I had the knowledge, I'd go and I'd play it so much better. So much better. 03 Ewan goes. That leaves us with an empty switchboard, dear listener. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're very, very welcome to. A little bit quieter on the phones tonight than it has been for the rest of the week, and that's fine. It's been busy all week. It's, we certainly can't complain about the number of calls that we have been getting. But we ain't got nothing lined up for the last hour. So, if you want to give us a call, you're very, very welcome. Here are some of the things we've talked about. Bob Dylan, bullying, college, oranges, all kinds of stuff like that. And we can also... I haven't got the list, but we can also... what was it? When we were doing the musical Fruit Bowl yesterday, we came up with another one, and I said, we'll do that tomorrow. And I can't think what it was. If you're listening, could someone if someone listens, people listen to this show.
Is it because Sarah had love in front of her, didn't she? Was it something to do with the CD you had in front of you or something?
Oh, it was that. But no, there was another one. I can't think what it was. I can't think what it was.
Films.
What about films?
Is it to do with films?
Just saying films isn't going to...
It was the film music tie-in.
No. It was...
Gone.
Oh, well, listen, we'll think of something to do in the last hour of the show. That's our jobs, for crying out loud. That's what we do's for a living. But you know the score. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. I've only got 5 more stories to go through, and they're all a little bit ropey, really. It's a very, very quiet... Oh! We were going to look to see... that's what you're going to do. We're going to look to see in the papers to see if that Larry Nassar... Was that his name?
Yes.
Larry Nassar? If that story's in the papers. I've not seen it in the papers at all.
No.
It's not in the papers at all. Remember the fella yesterday that we... the guy that sexually abused...
80-odd women.
Well, it was more than that. It was like 100 and odd girls, young girls they were. And he was in court and he was sentenced to 165 years, 175 years. And the survivors, who are now women, confronted him in court. And we played some of that out. And we said, what we'll do is we'll check to see if it's in the papers tomorrow, because it should be a big story. Nah, nothing in the papers. Absolutely nothing in the papers whatsoever. Isn't that incredible? I know it's in America, but
it's
still,
huge.
it's so the numbers are so big, and the kind of final paragraph of the chapter yesterday, not the end of the story, but the chapter yesterday of the women addressing this guy directly in court. It should be celebrated. Anyway, it's not in the papers, so that's that. Mark, stay there. We will come to you in a bit. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Iain Lee. You're listening on DAB, on app or online to Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I spend my days reacting to decisions made by stupid people. sunshine get in their way. Although my mind is overactive, it's on the brink. I sit on a rock and I think I'd rather be a nut than a case for a basket. The kids are dangerous 'cause they don't know the rules yet. I'd rather be alive than a corpse in a casket. The kids are dangerous 'cause they don't have the tools yet. The kids are dangerous. The kids are I spend my days blocking out the intentions of stupid people, taking up space, get in your face. I'm shaking hands with hidden agendas, making believe with pretenders, putting me in their place. I'd rather be an idiot than cry all the time, addressing the problem is not a solution. And in the end I'll be a corpse in a casket. The kids are dangerous 'cause they don't know they're dead yet. The kids are
Oh, 0344 Let's go to Nelson. Hey, Nelson. Right, can we find that guy and stop him phoning up, please? Let's try Annie. Good evening, Annie.
Evening, Ian.
Hello, Annie. What have you got for us tonight?
I'm looking for some assistance from the King of Pop Trivia.
I'm here.
I think that's you, isn't it? If anybody's going to know the answer to this, you will know the answer to this.
Yes, I will. Go.
Okay, it was reminded by that beautiful and moving rendition that we had earlier of Crackling Rosie.
Yes.
The song, it's one of those things where I don't know if I've read this somewhere or made it up and then believed it.
Yes, it's true.
Was the song Crackling Rosie written about a bottle of whiskey?
No, it's not a bottle of whiskey, it's a bottle of wine.
Is it?
It's Crackling Rosé, and it's, I believe, I don't know, I can go into a little bit more detail. I believe it was the wine, it was a very cheap wine.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That was favoured by a lot of poor people, and if they would buy that, if they were kind of lonely and single, they would buy that and they would get drunk and it cost like $1 or something, and they would drink that and they would get drunk and pass out. So that's what it's about.
See, that's what I heard. But then when I've told other people that's what I thought was about, they look at you like you're an idiot, and then you start to think, am I an idiot?
No. Well, Annie, and that's the point. When people start to question it, that's the point you dig in your heels even more and go, oh, no. That's when the conversations start getting fun, is when everybody, and even if they start whipping out their phones and Googling stuff. Listen, if you know it, you know it, Annie. And you're right with that one.
Have more confidence, don't I?
Yeah. When people start doubting what you're saying, there was a brilliant clip, right, on Celebrity Big Brother tonight, where there's a young lady, I don't know who she is. I think Jess. She's a model, right? And she's not the brightest in the, but she's a bit more clued in than everyone. But everyone thinks she's an idiot, right? Well, she's not an idiot. She's just not what we would call in the old days book smart, but she's not an idiot, right? And she was sat talking with Anne Widdecombe, and God, everybody loves Anne Widdecombe because of that programme. I've met her; she's a hideous old sack.
She's a deeply unpleasant person.
Oh God, go and look at the way she voted on for LGBT rights. Anyway, and there's her and a couple of other people, and this Jess says, "Does anybody else remember? Because I can remember it as if it were yesterday." When cucumbers had salmonella, right? Everybody burst into hysterics. Anne Widdecombe did this hideous pretend laugh where she put a blanket. Everyone was going, salmonella? And she's going, no. I remember it as if it were yesterday. And everyone was laughing and hysterics and over-the-top pantomime laughing. And someone went, no, they can't. No, cucumbers can't get salmonella. She said, maybe it was gonorrhea, right? And that was a silly thing to say. Everyone was laughing and they belittled her, right? Cucumbers did get salmonella once. It was a big thing in America. Kath Googled it. I didn't know it. Kath Googled it, and then they said on the show afterwards, by the way, the thing about cucumbers getting salmonella was actually real. Now, when she said it, I didn't know if they had or not. I didn't know either way. And I was thinking, well, can cucumbers get salmonella? And I was kind of erring on the side that they possibly could, but I wasn't sure. And then because everyone was laughing, I thought, oh, well, obviously they didn't, because it's kind of the group mentality. And she should have doubled down then. She should have doubled down, put everything on black and said, no, you're all laughing at me. I am adamant that cucumbers got salmonella. And they would have laughed even more, and she should have just dug her heels in.
She did try. She said, I remember my nan saying, don't you have any of those cucumbers? I remember it, she said it. But they carried on laughing,
and it's hard to do. When you've got 3-4 big personalities laughing, of course it's hard to do. But that's for me when conversations and arguments, Annie, get really good fun. When people are laughing and going, oh, you're nuts. And you go, no, I'm sure of this. And the older I get, the more sure I am of things, if that makes sense. So no, you're absolutely right. Crackling Rosie, it's about a cheap bottle of wine.
Right. See, I knew it was something to do with that. No, I do. If it's stuff that I definitely know about, then I can stand my ground. But if it's stuff I'm not sure about, I do back down really quickly.
I've been burnt by that one, though, where you go, I'm pretty sure, and you carry on arguing it, and then you look it up and it's wrong.
No, but even then you go, no.
Google's wrong.
Google's wrong. Give me that computer. I will find it online where it says I'm right. And even if after an hour you go, no. When I get home, I've got it on my computer. When I get home, I will send you the link. Then you never need to mention it again.
And that's how Grandad Iain is made.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, God, I love all of that stuff. Annie. Well done. You were right.
I was right. I knew that's it. I'm going to hang on to that one next time now. I'll stand my ground.
Thank you very much indeed. So the thing we were going to talk about yesterday was pop stars or acts that you can play. Fats Domino, Chubby Checker. Right.
Snap.
Oh, mate, we're in. And it's not songs, and you've got to phone in, all right? So people... Right. So it's not songs. It's got to be... So we've got Fats Domino, Chubby Checker, Snap. What else? Let me think. There's got to be... There'll be loads of them. One of those ones where we'll just stumble onto it. Oh, wasn't there a band in the 60s called The Monopoly? I'm joking. I made that up. Of course there's not. But there was a band called Ludo, wasn't there?
I don't remember that.
I'm going to put down Ludo, because I'm pretty sure there was a band called Ludo.
He's doubling down, everyone.
I'm doubling down on Ludo.
Okay.
Oh, give me a pop star whose name is Mario. There's got to be a Mario somewhere. There's got to be a Mario.
Mario G.
There we go, Mario G. There we go, we're in. This is gold. Oh, this is absolute gold. Let's go to Guy. Good evening, Guy.
Oh, good evening, Ian. Good evening, Kath.
Hiya, Guy.
Good evening, Guy. What you got for us?
Well, you wanted games that were in songs?
No. And I don't want to be rude, but we want pop stars or artists that have got games in. Well, give us what you've got, and we'll... Because I don't want to be rude. What have you got?
Well, I do have Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Oh, do you know what? When you put it like that, I mean, that is... All right, I tell you what, we'll do songs as well, because that was such a golden one. We'll all right, but it can't be obvious. So, Bridge Over Troubled Water, I'm going to give you that one. That's yeah, all right. That's classy. And these are the kind of listeners I'm trying to attract. And if I'd have shut him down then, we'd have lost Guy. Guy would have switched over to LBC, listened to Nick Abbott talking about Trump. I want to keep people like Guy.
Guy's the kind of fella who handcrafts his answers, you know. He sits there, he thinks about them. He's been thinking about it since yesterday.
Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yeah. We got it. We're in.
There was an alternative one if you weren't doing board games or anything like that. I was just thinking of Breakout, but... It's a very obscure sort of reference to a PS1 game.
Well, hang on a minute. Breakout isn't a PS1 game, mate. Breakout is an Atari game. The one where you got the ball and you got to knock the wall down with the bat and ball.
Yeah, but I think they did make it for the PS1.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but it was.
Come on, it's a bit of fun.
It was actually. I don't know if I want Guy as a listener. I think you should go and listen to Nick Abbott if he's going to label Breakout as a PS1 game. Yeah, of course it came out. It came out on the PS1, but it's an Atari game. It came out on the Atari. So, Guy, I'm going to have to ask you to switch over to another station, mate.
Okay, will do.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Let's go to Pete. Good evening, Pete.
Hi, Ian. I wanted to talk about some old computer games, really, and I was going to ask you about Outrun, and then I heard your question about getting into games and all that, so I thought Outrun DMC.
Oh no, we can't have that.
Oh no!
But I'm reaching in my bag, and I've pulled out Retro Gamer Book of Arcade Classics, which still got an Australian price tag on it, $19.95. Because I used to write for Retro Gamer, and I still like it. If I see it in a shop, I'll buy a copy of it. And there is I just read, where is it? It's like a 12-page spread on Outrun. It is it's beautiful. The people that made it, the people talking about the... let me guess. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can find something. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Let's try and make this a little bit more... There we go.
Oh, lovely.
Track 2 from Outrun. What did you say?
Is it Passing Breeze?
Oh, mate! Right! We're in. All right. The Outrun is this great arcade game, old game from the 80s, driving game, and it's got really good soundtrack. Pete has just called it. We've got the new game. All right, stay there, Pete.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you another.
Has to be said for the kids that are listening, and there are so many, that to listen to the soundtrack, what you had to do was you put a cassette. Look it up, Google it. You'd put a cassette in to load up the game that made awful noises, version, and then for my version of Outrun, what you had to do was turn over the tape and press play. So it had absolutely nothing to do with the action on screen. It was just like listening to a record.
Right, hang on a minute. I want to make sure I get because there's lots of different remixes, and I don't want to throw you with remixes, but if I have to do remixes, then I'll do remixes. Hang on.
You know what the best tune is, though?
I think the best tune is this one, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. Hang on a second. Oh, come on, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's try this one. Do you know this?
Welcome, Mama.
No, hang on. Ignore that. That's not... Here we go. Oh, no.
Yes, magical sound shower.
This guy's incredible! This guy is incredible! How is he doing this? How is he doing this?
Misspent youth.
All right, mate. Hang on a second. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Get ready.
Oh, hang on, here we go.
Splash wave. I have no life.
I don't know why I'm finding that so funny. That's absolutely spot on. It's Splash Wave. Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
Kath was talking about it on the Spectrum. It ran like a brick, but it did the music very, very well.
Yeah. Just because it was playing a tape.
Oh, Pete.
Yeah.
You've made my night, you have, Pete. You have absolutely made my night. Well done. What did you want to say about it?
I mean, the music's very good, but don't you think it's that kind of ideal when you're a small child and you've never driven a car before, and it's just like everything you imagine it to be when you drive a car, but then when you pass your test, it's nothing like that, and it's more like that, more realistic.
We've all this way to establish that, yes, driving a real car is not like driving Outrun in the 80s in an arcade. I hope people haven't died as you've discovered that, Pete.
Yeah, when your car flips over and then you just got your blonde girlfriend just wagging the finger at you, and it's like, that does not happen in real life. That's too cartoonish.
Oh, Pete, that if we were handing out awards for best call of the night, yours would be right at the front of the queue. Thank you, mate. That was lovely.
Kind words. Thank you very much.
Pete. That was brilliant. And it wasn't even a, let me hear a bit more. Literally, two, yeah, got it. Outrageous. That is a skill. And now the phones are busy, I guess, because we've got people with songs, artists that you can play. Let's have a break, then we'll be back. This is Talk Radio.
Jacked up jive talk for janitors, jazz cats, and gin-soaked boys and girls.
Is that Commando?
If you're awake, you're welcome.
I've got 5 cactus needles stuck in my...
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344. Well, I'm not going to give out the number because we've got loads of calls. Let's dive straight in. Good evening, Tony.
Hi, good evening, Ian. Hello, Cal.
Hiya, Tony.
What you got for us, Tone?
Pop group game.
Yes.
Darts.
Oh, this is brilliant! Darts. Now, darts were sort of like the late 70s, and they were sort of part of that rock and roll revival thing, weren't they?
They're the ones. Boys from New York City.
I don't remember that song. I remember a song written by Tommy Boyce, but I don't remember that song. All right, darts, yeah? Anything else?
Unfortunately not. I'm scrambling brains, but that's all I've got at the moment.
Do you know what? I think it's quite often with these things, right? They start off really tough, and then something opens the door, and we can see hundreds of them. There'll be more coming, I'm sure. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Darts. Good evening, Christian.
Hi there. I just saw you playing the mandolin, by the way. Do you know the story about John Peel not playing that on Maggie May?
Yeah, no, John Peel doesn't play it on Maggie May, but he sat in on and mimed it on Top of the Pops with
do you know
faces.
who it is who does it? Do you know who it is?
I only know because someone tweeted me earlier on, so I will give you the luxury of saying.
Oh, no, it's fine. Never mind. I've got a better thing. A band...
I want to know.
No, it's fine.
Was it Bob Holness?
Me and Christian know who it is, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, well, and we know exactly who it is. Even if you tell us who it's not, then we know.
Yeah. Thank you, Christian.
So, thanks, guys.
Not a problem. Not a problem, Kath.
Brap.
He's brapping you! Don't. She's flipping you the bird. And there was a professional video gamer, who got fined $1,000 for flipping the bird on an Overwatch tournament. So that's
this is not an Overwatch tournament.
Can someone send me? Screenshot it and send it to...
The gestures you've made on Twitter recently.
Screenshot it and send it to Denny Morris. Liam Neeson, I think, is the guy. I don't know his last name. And also Rebecca Brooks at the Sun, please. OK, you carry on, Christian.
So Chesney Hawks.
No.
I can't allow that. I can't, because I'm wondering whether I can allow the puns or not.
I don't like the puns.
Some puns are quite good, right? But I can't... Chesney Hawks is not good, Christian.
Okay.
Shall I cut you off?
Please.
Hubris, Christian.
He got the sack.
Gosh.
You seen that?
No.
It's all over Twitter.
I need to have a look.
Got the sack.
Ouch.
Paddy!
Yes, Ian. Evening.
Good evening, Paddy.
How are you?
Are you on speakerphone?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I've got a question for you.
Okay, I'll have an answer.
Do you feel that you are an outlet for people who don't have another outlet? Hello?
I'm considering it, because I don't waste my words and I don't answer without thinking.
Because the quality of your calls is very high, but...
I don't know how true that is.
The people that call, I cannot see them having... Who else would they have apart from you to speak to?
Right, the answer to your question is yes. And you are right to notice it. And we mention it in the show and sometimes we don't. But whenever I go to a new place or I work with a different producer, and good producer will say, what would you like? Is there anything you'd like, in the show? And I say, no, I'm really low maintenance. The one thing I will say is, if people phone up that you normally wouldn't put on, put them on first.
But do you get satisfaction from those calls?
Wow,
in your heart.
Now we're going to a really heavy question. Define satisfaction. And define satisfaction and define those calls, because those calls is a big thing.
The calls that are reasonably inane, to be honest, but you give the person you're talking to an outlet that I don't think they have in their current life, and you treat them with respect and give them a respectful answer.
Okay, so I forgot what the other bit. Does it satisfy me? Yeah, I love my job.
And do you think the people that you speak to respect your view?
You'd have to ask those guys. The reason I'm playing this. Hang on a second. I'm dedicating this to Paul Ross because he's watching the Blues Brothers with the sound down, listening to this. We're so glad to see so many of you. I'll wait till we get to the singing, because I don't... Paul Ross is watching the Blues Brothers, listening to us, and he's got the sound down, but when the songs come on...
Everybody...
No, not yet. Not yet. When the songs come on... You can do it in a minute, all right, Paddy? He turns us off, and he puts the telly on, right? So I thought if we want to keep Paul Ross listening, which we do, then we need to... Of course we do. Then we need to do this. Right. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to love.
Sweetheart and miss.
Let Paddy do it now, Paddy.
Someone love. Someone need.
I need
you.
I need
you.
In the morning.
All right, I've got to be honest. I think we lost. I think not only did we lose Paul Ross as a listener, I think he's dead.
A follow-on question to that question: do you get solace from helping or speaking to those people? Do you get solace from it?
Very rarely, almost never. Yeah.
Oh.
No! We ended on a sour note. You wanted to think that it was all everything it ended happily ever after, but no, I get great pleasure from my job. So I guess I get solace from the fact that I love my job, and and it's the one thing at the moment that's kind of keeping me, it's literally a joy to come in every night and do this. But no, from talking to other people, on this show, very rarely does it ease my soul.
Really?
Yeah.
But I feel that you really take it affects you deep in your heart, other people's issues, and you give them truthful advice that I think that you would take in that situation and act on it.
That's your interpretation of it.
Well, it's nice to see someone that is truly honest and speaks their mind.
Well, am I though? I'm going to say that I am, but I've recently been called out on Twitter a few times by people who don't think I am, and maybe they're right. You know, you should question everything. Question me, because maybe I am bullshitting you guys.
So the guy that has got Parkinson's that calls you up, I think his name's Jerry.
Yep.
He calls you up. There is no other radio show that would give him an outlet.
Yeah, but maybe it's coming from a cold, calculating.
Well, it isn't. We all know it isn't, because you're a warm-hearted little git.
I know it isn't, but there are some people that think it is, and you should question everybody. You should question question your leaders, your teachers, your radio hosts, and question your children and ask them what exactly they've been up to. And when they lie to you, just remember being young and lying to your parents as well.
Everybody lies. When you have children, then when your children lie to you, you look at them in the eye and you remember the lies that you told your parents.
You know, give them a thick ear. I'm joking.
Well, there's no need for all that, old chap.
No.
Come on.
All right, Paddy. Enough psychoanalysts. Ta-ta. 03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Dead of Night discourse for disco queens.
I'm related to Jed Wood and Dolly Parton.
Dairy farmers and distant fathers.
Yeah, whatever.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Doing lots of things that we don't know about, we can't control.
On Talk Radio.
Yeah, it's great.
Simon in the New Forest, not Simon in Worcester. Simon in Worcester will come to you next. Simon in the New Forest.
Yo!
Yo!
Evening, guys. I've got a couple of suggestions for songs.
Yes.
We are doing songs as well, is it?
We are going to do songs as well, is it?
Okay. I've got one song, one artist. But before I say that, because I think you're going to cut me off when I tell you.
Oh. That means it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's got bad ideas. Okay, right.
You can brap me.
Yep.
I have every single issue on disc of Crash magazine. No?
Congratulations.
Oh, okay. I thought that would tickle your fancy.
No, it's great. I can't read magazines on computers. I like to read magazines, but no, things like that are great. Well done.
Well, they're scans. I was just wondering if you wanted me to ping you over a couple.
No, do you know what? I'm all right, because I don't like reading... I won't, because I don't like reading things on computers or tablets or any of that. I've not got into that. I'm a Luddite.
It is pretty fascinating, though, when you read up on people, geeks getting overexcited on things like Jet Set Willie and Manic Miner. And it's sort of...
Oh, I'm going to stop you, because we've got a winner. Matt has tweeted it, and we don't normally take these on Twitter, but this is great. Matt has won. Matt Pashby. Pop stars that you can play. Paul Simon.
No, that's awful. What are you thinking?
Paul Simon.
No.
Simon the game.
But still no.
What do you mean no? That's the game. It's a game called Simon. We used to have... Did you not have Simon as a kid?
No, I didn't, but also rubbish.
No, hang on a minute.
How can he win with that?
Hang on a minute. Simon. Oh, it's Simon.
Yes.
Did you have Simon as a kid?
I did, and I get really annoyed when people refer to it as Simon Says. It wasn't called Simon Says.
It was Simon.
Simon.
It was called Simon. Why? I don't even know why you're disputing this.
Because the act... I thought we weren't doing all that stuff.
What?
People, like, stretching the elastic. I don't understand your rules.
Hang on a second. This is the most blatant... This is the most blatant, obvious one. There's no trickery. There's no missing words. It's the same as Chubby Checker, Fats Domino, Snap,
It's better than the ones I've got.
Paul Simon. Simon is a game. You could go into Argos and go, do you still sell Simon? You can get Simon now, because I was looking online with goggles, and it's all virtual reality. Stuff that. You want a big plastic thing.
If you want to accept that, fine.
Tell us why you dispute it, because you haven't got... You're doubling down now.
I feel like it's weak.
Why?
Well, because it could be Carly Simon. It could be, it could be...
You know what the modern
It's no better than any of the others.
It's the best one. You've won, Matt.
Well,
you know what
I hope you enjoy your victory, Matt.
Go on, Simon.
What would the modern version of Simon be?
Bop it.
Rashid?
Well, it'd be that silly sausage game, wouldn't it?
Silly sausage, yeah.
Can I give you my two before I go?
My wife's car was broken into. The night that my boys came into the show and they had their 3DSs and silly sausage, right? My wife's car was broken into, right? When she went home and the car was parked outside and it was broken into, and the boys had stupidly left their 3DSs and all of this stuff in there. And I was like, all right, well, to tell you what, I'll buy some new 3DSs. You get them cheaper from the computer exchange. And I said, so everything was left in the car. Everything was left in the car. I'll tell you what, tell me what it was. I'll order two 3DSs. I'll get the games again, the Pokemon games. I'll get the silly sausage. And she went, oh, no. They didn't take the silly sausage.
Idiots.
What the? These druggies. These absolute junkies. They've got a flipping clue what they're on about.
Best game in there.
Anyway, Simon, let's hear your poor efforts that Kath will probably love because she's a... I was going to say a bellend.
I don't know. This is nothing to do with me anymore. I'm distancing myself from the whole thing.
Okay.
In protest.
I doff my cap at Simon. I'm not going to pretend to try and better that one, but here we go.
It's awful.
The song, Blockbuster.
Hang on. Well, what's the game?
Blockbusters.
Blockbusters.
Well, what's the the game show?
There used to be a game. You could buy it.
You can buy it, the board game.
You like that one, do you, Kath?
I
don't like any of them anymore. This has gone completely sour for me.
Okay.
Right, last one from me.
Yep.
Jan Warhammer.
I like that. I think that's...
You would like that. You would.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Warhammer.
Thank you, guys.
No, Guy.
No, thank you. Thank you, Simon. Let's go to the other Simon. Simon in Worcester. Good evening, Simon. You're my favourite of the two Simons, if I'm completely honest, but I didn't want to say it to the other guy. Thank you, Simon. What have you got for us?
Thank you, Ian. I've got a list of groups or acts or songs.
It's just you and me, buddy, because Kath's having a little hissy fit.
Not interested, mate.
Yeah.
Yes. To be fair, she could have had Simon May, Simon and Garfunkel.
Exactly.
She's currently going down the whole list.
Well, hang on. Simon and Garfunkel is Paul Simon.
It is. That's
and who is Simon May?
I think didn't he write the theme to EastEnders or something? I think. He's had hits.
Wow!
Simon May's Orchestra.
You got to the caller who was asking if I get solace from my calls. I've just got solace from that. All right, nice one. All right, go on.
List. We'll start with the groups.
Yes.
There is a group out there called the Kaplunks.
I'm not having that.
The Kaplunks. Okay.
I'm not allowing that.
But Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
Now, Kath, have you got a problem with Buddy Holly and the Crickets?
Yeah, cricket is not a board game.
No, it's not. It's darts a board game. Well,
No,
you have a dart
I don't
board.
care.
You have a
Do what
dart
you
board.
want.
No, you have
You
a
will
dart board,
anyway.
so it is a board game. But we did say rock stars that you can play.
Do it then.
What is this? I don't even know what this is. This is outrageous. Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a
What
great...
about... I've got another one. Criss Cross, who had a hit with Jump in the 90s. Was Criss Cross an American version of Noughts and Crosses?
No, that was Tic-Tac-Toe.
OK, right, I've got some songs now.
OK.
Bingo Bango by Basement Jaxx.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Hide and Seek, Howard Jones.
Okay. Nice to hear. Always nice to hear Howard Jones mentioned on this show.
Sweetest Taboo, Sade.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, what's the game?
Taboo.
That's a drink.
Taboo.
That's a drink.
Game.
It's a drink, so I'm not having that.
OK, Patience, Take That.
OK.
Yes. But I've got one more. This is a stunner. This is the best. This will win the game.
OK.
There is a German game called Milli Vanilli.
OK, I'm going to cut this guy off because he's running rings around us. Let's go to Mark. Good evening, Mark. What have you got for us?
Hey. I was thinking about the board game thing. That's not why I phoned, actually.
That doesn't matter. You don't have to. You can talk about anything because Kath. The board games is a touchy subject because Kath's getting a little bit hissy.
I just don't understand what your measure of quality is anymore.
Paul Simon.
I think that was cack.
Okay.
This is probably going to rupture the bag a little bit as well. But REM had a pseudonym when they wanted to play the Borderline. They didn't want to be called REM. It was a secret gig. They called themselves Bingo Handjob.
Bingo Hand Job?
Yep.
That was my nickname at school.
Two fat ladies.
I actually called because I went to see the TCB band tonight.
Now Mark, listen, Mark and I have met in the past, and Mark very kindly offered me a ticket to go and see basically Elvis's backup band. Where was it? Shepherd's Bush?
Yeah, the Empire.
So who was there? Who was in the band?
There was one of the Imperials, which was like the later Jordanaires, if you like.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Ronnie Tutt was supposed to be there, but he broke his leg in Amsterdam 2 weeks ago. He said he wasn't going to be on the tour. That's a shame, because that really ruined the dynamics.
He was the drummer, wasn't he?
Yeah. Really good drummer. But yeah, James Burton on guitar, he was there, and Glenn Hardin on piano, Glenn D. Hardin.
Oh, mate! And what did they do? Did they? Because I know they've done those concerts in the past where you have Elvis, like video of Elvis singing. Was Elvis singing, or was it someone else singing?
It was someone else, an Austrian guy called Dennis Jale or something. Yeah. And it was a bit sad to say. That's why I wanted to call up, really, because the last time they said they were here was at the O2, and before that, they were at Wembley.
Yeah.
And now they're at the Empire in Shepherd's Bush, and I think the Elvis franchise has taken the momentum out of it and given it to the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, which is a bit sad. You've got these really talented musicians.
Because do you know what? I wish I'd gone and seen it when they had the big... It was basically what they did previously was they isolated tracks of Elvis singing, and then his band would then play live, and you'd have the big video of Elvis, and it would... And at the time I saw it, I thought, oh, that looks a bit naff. But I was thinking about this the other day, actually, Mark, and I really regret not going to see that. I think I'd have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, me too. I went to Sinatra. There was a Sinatra thing in the theatre, and they did a similar thing with that. But it was a Broadway show, so there wasn't anyone famous. There wasn't anyone famous there. But I went because my mate's dad died, and he was a massive Frank Sinatra fan. And after seeing that, that's when I started regretting not seeing the Elvis show with the video and the hologram show. But I thought, there's only going to be so many chances to see these guys.
Yeah.
But I met the piano player before the show and after the show. He was having cigarettes.
Wow.
And, he was full of stories, really good first-hand stories. But all these other people were saying, so what was it like to meet Elvis? And I thought, crikey, is that the best you've got? Really? This guy's about 80 years old, and you're asking Elvis piano player what was it like to know Elvis?
Do you know, we should have got him on the show. We should have got one of them on the show, one of the people from Elvis's band. Flippin' heck.
Would have been good. But, I went with a different track. I said, what about you? I said, what got you into piano playing?
Yeah, well done.
And, thanks. And it was Ray Charles. And then he started saying how he actually played with Ray Charles a few times before he met Elvis. And he was in the house band that was in Shindig, the American...
Oh, wow! The American kids music show from about 1965. Wow!
Yeah, I was unearthing all this information once all the Elvis diehards had gone.
Yeah.
And he actually called me over after someone had got an autograph just to talk about it a bit more, because I think that it was quite refreshing for him.
Yeah, well, imagine being 80... And, a job that ended 40 years ago, and people still going, that job that ended 40 years ago, what was it like? What was it like? Yeah. That job from 40 years ago, what was it like?
You know that they'll still be asking you how Daisy is when you're 80.
Oh, they'll still be asking me how Daisy is and strawberries and cream, and it's fine, but it's a weird old thing. Oh, Mark, well, listen, I'm glad you had a good night, and thank you so much for offering me that ticket. I really appreciated it.
No worries.
Nice one, man.
All right, take it easy. See you soon.
Cheers, ta-ta. Nice bloke. I've only met him a couple of times, and he sent me an email saying, you want to come and say... I'd love to have gone, actually. But I was having burgers with my boys, which was more fun. Dan, stay there. David, stay there. Let's have a break.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad.
Oh, no. Let's go to David. Good evening, David.
Good evening, etc.
Etc. David, let's cut to the chase. What have you got for us? By the way, I've just blocked Catherine on Twitter.
It's fine, I'm blocking you in real life.
Well, fine. Hello? Hello, caller?
Still here.
Yeah, could you hit your telephone, please?
One sec.
Jesus. Hello, caller? Hello? He's gone. Right, OK, let's go to Dan. Hello, Dan.
Hi, mate, how we doing?
Good, thank you, Dan. What you got for us?
Metal Gear, So Solid Crew. Put that in.
That's a bit, Jeff. Put that in. That's a little bit, Jeff. All right, yeah, go
Might
on.
as well. Actually, you should win.
Yes, Dan.
Destiny, Child.
Well, hang on. Was there a game called Destiny?
Are you joking?
No, is there a game called Destiny?
Of course there were.
What?
2004 Bungie release from Activision.
All right.
PS3, available on all formats.
You win.
Shut up.
Two human league.
Oh, okay. You're stretching it. You're a stretch. I like Dan. Yeah, these are great, Dan. Excellent. Thank you. I'm going to have those.
Thank you.
And Kath will send you a CD in the post.
I won't.
Don't bother.
All right. Everyone's getting a right little bit of an attitude. Paula won't have an attitude, will you, Paula?
Hello?
Oh, God. Hello, Paula. Hello?
Hello, I can't turn my radio off.
Okay, well, if you phoned up just because you want us to stop broadcasting so you can get some sleep. I can't turn it off. Could you shut up for 8 hours, please? Just pudding.
No, you the glitter ball you were talking about before.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the glitter ball in space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, they might be selling something, trying to sell something.
They could be. Well, what are they selling? Glitter balls?
Well, I think that they might be selling hair. Yeah, from the 70s, like afros, fake beards, chest rubs.
No, I know why you can't turn your radio off, because you're in absolute pudding. Yes, they could be. Here's the thing, right? Where do you stand on chest hair on men, Paula? Do you like it?
Take it or leave it.
Do you okay? Well, if we were to have a physical relationship, that's not a no.
What?
Would you prefer my? Because I have a hairy chest. Would you prefer me to keep it hairy, or would you like me to wax it?
Keep it hairy. Wax a man, wax. No, keep it hairy.
And could you say wax one more time? Thanks for calling. Right. Okay. Schmeggery?
Oh, hi.
Yep.
Hi.
Yep.
Hi. Have we had Billy Bragg yet?
Billy Bragg's a good one, right?
You win.
Yeah.
You win.
Billy Bragg, yeah, I like that, because that's a card game.
Thanks, Kath.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, one more thing.
Are you on speakerphone?
No, I've already broke one phone trying to ring in. Don't let me break in this one as well.
I'll break your face in a minute.
This is more for Kath, really.
Okay, Cass, a bit mardy.
I'm talking to everyone else, just not you.
Well, you're a bit mardy, Kath. Right, this is perfect. So, the Smiths, famous for being a bit dour and mardy from your neck of the woods, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's a statement, that's not a question.
Okay, the guitarist, lead guitarist, his name is Johnny Marr?
Yes.
Okay, now if you say that with a bit of a French accent.
J'en ai marre avec lui. Hein.
Did you ever think of that?
Oui.
Johnny Marr,
Souvent,
Johnny Marr.
très souvent.
Hein?
Maintenant?
Hier et demain.
Il est dingue, ce mec, avec
il est fou.
Vous travaillez?
Il est complètement fou. Et cette fois, j'en ai marre. Hein. J'ai eu suffi.
Moi aussi. Et j'espère que vous allez passer une bonne soirée.
Merci.
De rien.
Au revoir.
À bientôt.
Right. Yes, Nigel.
Evening.
Good evening.
I want to talk about the spread of depressive music from the north down to the south.
Okay.
Cool.
Go on then.
Call me back?
No.
Evening. I want to talk about the spread of depressive music from the north. Don't you think that, historically, the music from the north is a little bit downtrodden?
No.
No, it's true.
No, it's not. It's false. False. Fake news.
But it's not. But the more positive vibe has always come from down south.
Are you absolutely nuts? The whole Manchester scene was one big positive vibe, you absolute pudding. And where's Manchester? North or south? Thanks for calling. Evening, Trev.
Hiya.
Hey, Trev.
I've got a game.
Okay.
Fallout Boy.
Thanks for calling, Trev.
Cheers.
There we go. Hello, Nigel. God, this guy's an idiot. Hello, Nigel.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, what would you like to say?
Well, I was discussing with Iain the division of entertainment, shall we say,
Yes.
in music from north to south.
Yes, I know. You're still talking to me. Jesus, you're in this guy's stickers.
That's a bit unfair.
Sorry, hello?
It's a bit unfair. Don't you think there's a much more positive vibe to be had the further south you go?
No, there's not. What about the whole Manchester scene?
No, I'm not dismissing that, and I'm not saying that I would walk 500 miles can just be thrown out.
What on earth are you talking about, man?
I'm saying that the further north.
No, I
you
know
go,
you are, but but where's your evidence for this ludicrous theory?
From my heart and my soul.
You absolute idiot.
Okay. But I'm saying... You gobshite.
Oh, flipping heck, mate. Flipping heck.
No, I'm saying...
Yes.
If you were...
He's going back to the point. He's going back to it.
Let's say...
Yes.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Let's say E.T. was zooming in down from space.
Yes.
And he was looking down to a more positive or a more negative influence
Yes.
on music.
Yeah.
He'd go south. He would go south.
But okay.
He would.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, that's no good.
What's that all about? Oh man, alive. We're kind of dumb. Tomorrow night we're going to be in Dublin, and around about, I'm not quite sure what time the shows start, but around about 7:30. Hopefully, you'll be able to watch us on Periscope. And it should be a slightly different show. The Rabbit Hole show, so it's not this. We'll be taking phone calls, and you can phone in and chitty-chat. And we'll also have Thomas Walsh from Pugwash, hopefully, doing a couple of songs. And we'll stream that as best as we can. And we'll be doing a similar thing in Belfast, sans Thomas Walsh, on Sunday evening. If you're coming... we always stick around and take pictures and, say hello and shake hands and stuff like that. If you are coming and you think maybe you want to have a little go at doing a turn or, singing a song or doing a magic trick or something, send me an email and we'll see if we can squeeze you in. There's no pressure if you don't want. Or come and say hello on the night, during the interval or before and say, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a go at something. But do watch on Periscope if you're not coming, and do call in if you add Hey Rabbit Hole Show. Hey Rabbit Hole Show. All one word on Skype, and you can call us for free. That is it. That is your lot, dear listener, dear Periscopers. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Sam, as per usual. No lock-in tonight because we are up at silly o'clock to get our flight. We'll be back on Talk Radio on Monday evening at 10 o'clock. Until then, from us, ta-ta!